Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of There We Go. Got that, get that out the way, and get this out the way. We got a couple of little botches going on this morning. Don't want to show me. There we go. Now we can see me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. We're going to ask a question. We're going to ask a question this morning, and I want to know from you all. I want to know from you all what you think about the topic that we're going to talk about today. And we're waiting on a few people. We got a few of our panelists that's going to be with us today. Waiting on them to get in. Still a little early on a Monday morning, so they may be running just a tad bit behind, but that's okay because we're going to keep this thing going and keep it going. And the phone lines are open 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. We'd love to have your input. And what we're asking today is, is the I Have a Dream. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. And I want to know, has that been recognized, if you will, lack of a better term, have the I have a dream been recognized in 2020? I have a dream. And we might even pull it up and play a little bit of that particular speech that he had. Powerful, powerful speech, man. Very powerful speech. And he's telling you that I have a dream. Have that dream actually been recognized here in 2020? Or is it still a dream? Or better yet, have that dream that we're talking about, has it become somewhat of a nightmare? If King was still with us today, MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. was still with us today, what would he say about the dream? That's my question. What would he say to in this day and time, all the stuff that's going on and how everything is working and playing itself out in this day and time? What would the dream be? Would the dream be a nightmare? What type of dream would it be? Would would he have recognized his dream? Had it would Do you think it would have come to fruition? Is there any reality in an idea of thinking that his dream is now reality? Is there any reality is that has now been fulfilled? Is that any reality in that? Or is it again just a dream? 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. We'd love to have your input. Give us a call this morning and let me know what you think. What's on your mind? I have a dream. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Said that powerful speech years ago. I have a dream. And it was a dream back then. We were in a place at that time. Whereas it wasn't good for us as a people. It wasn't good for us as a people. So now that we're in 2020, years have passed. A lot of years have passed by. Is it still a dream? Or again, have that dream catapulted itself into a nightmare? Give us a call, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. I have a dream that one day, I know, and I don't know the speech by heart, so please don't hold me accountable for that. But I have a dream that one day little black children, little white children could gather around hand in hand. Have we gotten there yet? Have we gotten to the place where little black children and little white children could gather around and collectively love each other without malice or looking at the color of each other's skin? Has that become a reality? We have a president that's in the White House right now that is threatening in so many different ways, so many different things that's going on, and to the point where he said, the president of the United States of America, he said that if he is not reelected, that there is going to be some situations. He's not going to leave office. There's going to be some situations, and he's telling his troops, if you will. I'm not talking about the army troops. I'm not talking about the army troops, but he's telling his troops to stand by and stand down, but stand by, be ready, or however he said that thing. Now, what is that? What kind of whistle is he blowing? If he's telling his supporters, his troops, to stand down and stand by, he's speaking to them directly. They know what he means. Does he think that we so unintelligent, so ignorant, so stupid that we don't know what he means? Mm. I'm typing something here. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me for a second. Have a dream. Hold on. I'm typing something here. Y'all bear with me just one second. Here we go. And fulfilled. Let me see here. Make sure I spell it right. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right, good deal. Give us a call, 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. Again, I give you the number, 678-381-1973, asking the question, I have a dream. Has it been fulfilled? Have the dream been fulfilled? Have the Martin Luther King dream of old been fulfilled? Would he be pleased with where we are right now as a community, as a nation, as people, black, white, brown, orange, purple, or polka dot? Would he be pleased with where we are today? 678-381-1973. Again, 678-381-1973. Asking you the question, has the dream been fulfilled? I like to know your heart. I like to know your input. Um, there's been a lot of things that's been happening. Atlanta Falcons, you fired your coach. Atlanta Falcons, you fired your general manager. Atlanta Falcon, are you trying to go in a different direction? Or are you trying to go in a different direction, Atlanta? I think any direction that you can go in right now would be I think a more positive direction. And the reason why I say that, because you starting off the season 0-5, and of those 5 games, I think you've been leading at least 4 of them. You've been leading at least 4 of them going into the fourth quarter, and to lose each one of those games, you're 0-5. You have not won a game yet. Now let's think back over last season. You had a stink. I think you started out 1-5, 1-6, something like that last year. You pulled it together toward the end, but it didn't equal anything. Everybody thought, had the mindset that the coach and the general manager should have been gone last year. But Blanks, being the lawyer as he is, he stood by you. He stood right there with you. He allowed you to stay longer. And how did you do? You came right back and came 0-5, 0-5. That means no victories and 5 defeats. 1973. No victories and 5 defeats is what you did. Now, is that how you repay someone that's loyal to you? Is that how you repay somebody that something that's loyal to you? 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. I'm gonna be on in a minute. Okay. Okay. Everybody telling me when they're coming in. That's cool. That's cool. 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. We're talking about, has the dream been fulfilled? Have the dream been fulfilled? Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. And in the course of that dream, of him making a speech about that dream, I need to know. I need to know, is it fulfilled? Has it been reached? Are we loving each other as we should? Are we treating each other as we should? As individuals, individually and collectively? Can people let me ask you a question like this. Why is there still organizations out there that is centered around hate? Why are there still organizations out there that's centered around hate? And my thing is this right here. If the King's speech, if there's someone out there that say the King's speech is fulfilled, is being fulfilled in this day and time, I beg to differ. And the reason why, because if it is, and if it was being fulfilled, why is there still hate groups out there? People that don't like me. I can personalize this thing. People that don't like me solely based on the color of my skin. If the dream has been fulfilled, why do these organizations still exist? Why are there still organizations out there that will absolutely hate me based on nothing else but the color of my skin, based solely on the reasoning that my skin is different from their skin, and so because of the fact that my skin is different from their skin, they would not like me, even to the point where they would hate me solely based on the color of my skin. Now, some people say, you're gonna have people like that all over the place, and I'm sure you are. But when is there gonna come a point in the time? When is there gonna come a point in the time, a day in our life of living? Do you think I would ever see it? Do you think I would ever see the day whereas people would not judge you, misjudge you, treat you bad simply because of the color of your skin? Will there be a day where I could walk into a room and not be judged as I walk into the room, not be judged simply by sight? And that's what it is. They judge you simply by sight. They look at you and you don't look like they do. You don't have the same pigmentation in your skin. And because of that reason, they decide, make a decision in their mind that they're not going to like you. And regardless of what you do or how you do it, how nice and Christian you are, it doesn't matter. And they could sit there and they could tell you that they're a Christian as well. Well, I'm a Christian. I do things the Christian way. Well, God is God of love. Jesus was of love. So where, tell me where in any doctrine that you can find where tell me that Jesus said he's going to hate you because you don't look like him. He's going to not like you because you don't look like him. Pull up any doctrine. I challenge any one of you to pull up any doctrine where it says Jesus said, I'm going to hate you because of the color of your skin. I'm going to dislike you because you're this, or dislike you because of that. Show me any doctrine where it says that. And then we can have a conversation, because there may be some, I know there's no doctrine like that, but there may be some kind of misinterpretation as to how you're reading it, because you know how y'all Christian folks could be sometimes. I say Christian folks, and I'm one of you. I'm a Christian as well, so I'm not separating from you, but I'm just saying, we can't just pick and choose what we want and make it the way that we wanted to make it, because of the fact that it fits what we want it to fit. It fits the scenario that we want it to fit in. It fit the nice little window that we want it to fit in. That's not right. That's not right. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Asking a question. And I need to hear from you. I need to hear from you. Y'all give me a call. Let me know what you think. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Asking the question. We're asking a simple question. Has the dream been fulfilled? Has the dream been fulfilled? Or has it turned into a nightmare? In a nightmarish time. Where's the love? Where's the love amongst each other? Somewhere I read where it says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. With love and kindness have I drawn thee. Where's the love and where's the kindness? It's real hard to find in this day of time. Like I said again, whereas people could absolutely hate you. Hate you. I didn't say not like you. I said hate you based on the color of your skin. I'm not understanding that. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I need some kind of an awakening, because I'm not understanding how an individual, you walk into a room, and because of the fact that you have a certain pigmentation of your skin, you walk into a room, your pigmentation don't match the people that's in the room, and you walk into the room and they look at you, turn their back on you, and not like you. You have not uttered a word, have not done anything. You're dressed nicely. You don't smell bad. You don't smell bad. But because on sight, because of the way you look, they decide they're not going to like you. How often does that happen? 678-381-1973. 678-381 678-381-1973. I feel like a song right now. I'm gonna play some Zacardi Cortez. Zacardi Cortez. The name of the song is Mighty God. The phone lines are open. Give us a call. We love to hear from you. This is Zacardi Cortez. Mighty God.
Come on, put your hands together. Hey, listen, what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Oh, what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Can you help me say? Mighty God. What a mighty God we serve. Oh, what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Listen, it makes no difference what you're going through. I know my God is through. Any situation is, it's not too hard for God. All you gotta do is give it to Him. He'll protect you through it all. Yeah. Say what a mighty God we serve. Say it again. Yeah. Ain't nobody like Him, y'all. Good God Almighty. I got another verse. He's the only one that can fix anything. I magnify His name. He's love. He can move mountains, part in the ocean or sea. So I praise you, God, for dying on Calvary.
That is Zacardi Cortez. That is Zacardi Cortez. The name of the song is What a Mighty God. What a Mighty God We Serve. What a Mighty God We Serve. You're listening to DKM Media Group and Associates, and this is The Morning Glow. This is The Morning Glow. Got a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning, Morning Glow family. This Kurt, man.
Kurt.
Charm City, baby. Charm City.
What's going on, sir? How you doing?
What's going on,
Hey,
man?
doing
What's
good.
going on with you?
Hey, doing good, doing good.
Talk to me.
Kurt,
Tell me something.
we're asking a question this morning, man. This topic is so serious, man. I didn't even talk too much about football this morning, even though we are 4-0, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. We're asking a question, Kurt, and I need to hear your heart on this, brother. Is I Have a Dream recognized in 2020, or have King's I Have a Dream become a nightmare? When you could walk into a room, Kurt, in this day and time. You could walk into a room in this day and time and a person not like you, not because of anything you did, not because of anything you said, but them not like you simply by the color of your skin. What do you say to that? Good morning, Christy.
Good morning.
Good, Gritty, come right back to you. So hold on one second, Kurt.
Morning, Chris.
Kurt,
Morning.
Kurt Gritty, drop some on us real quickly. What do you say to that, Kurt?
Good morning, Kurt.
Good morning, baby. You know, if I think about what the younger folks are saying, you know, I gotta throw this out there. My son did a track called "The Hate They Gave Us," The Hate You Gave.
Yes.
And at the end of his verse, he says, like King, was it a dream that he really seen? Or was, no, like King, was it a dream? Or was it a nightmare that he really seen? Right? And it's funny you throw that out there because that's the first thing went through my mind. I mean, I wish I could play the song, but I don't know how to do that on this phone, but with being on the phone. But you know, I'm gonna reverse it a little bit. I think these younger folks see the dream for what it is, and now sometimes it takes a generation to actually live at wit's end of the dream. And then it takes that next generation to take that dream and make it become fruition. I think a lot of the kids are seeing the dream. Nowadays, a lot of folks are saying the dream, but they're also, if you go back and listen to that speech, King didn't just talk about the positive things in the dream with young boys, little black boys and little black girls holding hands with little white boys and white girls. And
Yes.
Although there were some nuggets in there that spoke positively, King also talked about the negative impact of racism and economic equality within that I Have a Dream speech. But what I'm saying is this younger generation is saying, hold on, no, y'all not going to do that anymore. The dream that King talked about, you all are trying to enforce the negative aspects of that dream, and we're not taking that anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know if that answers your question, but I really truly believe that, it was both a positive dream and a nightmare. It was both a dream that was really positive, but it was also a nightmare too, when you consider the things that he talked about. And I think this younger generation is just like, bro, we're not going down that road no more. No, you're not bringing back Jim Crow. No. You're not. I can move wherever I want to move, whenever I want to move there. As long as I can afford it, I can live there. I can work there. No, you're not going to look over me for promotion when I'm the smartest person on this unit. You know what I'm saying? I believe that as a result, I'll end like this. As a result of the dream, I believe that young African Americans and young Caucasian Americans who really understand the plight against the black and brown Americans, I believe that they really accept it as this is a dream that we want to become. We want it to become real. We want what was promised to us. You know what I mean? So that's where I see that, man. But I mean, if you get the chance to listen to Lil Kurt's Hate They Gave Us, man, it is a powerful song.
Oh, I heard it.
Extremely powerful song.
Remember you said it? Oh, I heard it. I heard it, brother. You remember you sent it to me? I heard it. I definitely heard it.
Oh, that's right. I did send it
Yes,
to
sir.
you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over and see can I pull it up so we can play it before the broadcast is over.
Oh, okay.
See can I find that now? We got the clean.
There,
we got the clean version, right?
No. I don't have the clean version yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the clean version. I mean, it's a couple bleeps in there, but it's not like excessively over the top. But
it ain't too short.
You're still gonna want to bleep some areas.
It ain't too short.
Yeah, the brothers. No, it's not too short. The brothers was them two guys. Him and Stunt, man. They really, man. Every time I hear that song, Raheem, I cry. That's how powerful the song is. Every time I hear it, I cry. And I'm not just crying tears of sorrow. I'm crying tears of joy too, because it's letting me know that although we see constantly on the news, we see constantly that in our neighborhoods there's murder and this, that, and the third. It lets me know that the anger of these young folks, although they might be angry, they listening, bro, and they want equality. That's all they want. They want equality.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
It's a lot tied into it.
Oh, brother, you got a strong topic this morning.
Yes, sir. Let me go to Christian. We have another caller. Hold on, I'm coming to you next. So stand by for us. We're definitely gonna come to you as well. Christian, good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for all the calls. Thank you for being concerned. I just want to say thank you. My phone has been on a trip this weekend, but I finally got reeled back in.
There you go.
So I do appreciate everyone who was concerned about me and our fellow Louisianans.
Yes.
And all the ones that was on the path of Delta.
Mm-hmm.
I just thank you guys so much for y'all concern and care.
Hey, it's all because we love you, sis. All because we love you. Kurt, mute your line for me, Kurt, so we don't have that background hissing sound. Mute your line for me. Go to Christy. Then we're gonna go to the other caller. Christy, we're asking the question. Has or is the I Have a Dream? The I Have a Dream speech that Martin Luther King did years ago, back in 1960 something, has it been recognized in 2020, or are we still living in a phase where we're hoping and praying that dream would come to fruition? What do you say to that?
Oh no, the dream has not. I know some people are complacent with, you know what they say, you give somebody a little bit, they'll be satisfied and gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's happening. I think that because we're no longer segregated, and you have some rights, but you forget the things that are going on despite of those things. You know, there's still a glass ceiling when it comes to African American women going up in high places. You still have our Black African American men being tormented by the police officers.
Mm-hmm.
You still, not all, but some, you still have where I say, you know, Black men and women are getting paid lower salaries than those of the counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
You have so much that's going wrong, and you listen to I Have a Dream speech. Martin Luther King touched all that. The only thing he wanted was equality.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. This might shock everybody that's listening. You have to understand when the fight began,
mm-hmm.
For segregation, it wasn't to end segregation. That's not what the main point was. The thing was, we wanted the same education, the same new books, the same equality. Equality doesn't mean inclusion. And a lot of times we forget that, because now you have where we're included in this system that is meant to destroy us. It's no way you can take this system and use it. You know, you have those that can use the system and get by and, you know, do great. But if you ultimately look at the education, it was not meant for African American people or Black or brown people. The education that they're teaching is the education that taught the Caucasian people, their history. So what happened when we lost all of our Black community?
Mm-hmm.
We had teachers that was out of work. You had schools. You have buildings that are no longer being used. Especially in my area, where we had one of the best African American schools there was, with teachers. I mean, it was awesome. And when they integrated Winfield Senior High School with African Americans, a lot of the community died along with it. You no longer had anyone teaching of that Black pride. You had no one teaching you that you are beautiful, although you're curly hair, kinky hair, straight hair. You don't have those women, because my great-great-grandmother was a teacher in that school who really was taught different things. So now you're included in this system. Now you have standardized tests. You have all of these things now to kind of negate the fact of African Americans going to school. Now 45 is trying to attack the grant and student loan program. So we have to stay awake, and young people really have to get to the point that they care more about what's going on politically than they are what's going on in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have kind of gotten numb to a lot of things. That now when you hear things, it doesn't pierce your heart. It doesn't hurt you to hear about a child being molested, or it doesn't, you don't come so humdrum to the news that anything is talking about African American male being mistreated by the police or anything to that nature. We've become numb to it, and we have Uncle Toms in place to make sure that justice don't be served. that's working right along with these people.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful. So no, the dream hasn't been realized in my book.
Good deal. Good deal. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Are you talking to me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your brother and servant Pete Brown. How y'all doing, family? Top quality.
My man, Pete. What's going on? What's going on, Captain? Hey, look here, man. Let's talk about it, brother. Let's talk about it, man. I have a dream.
Yeah, well,
I have a dream.
I heard the question.
Yes, sir.
No, I don't believe the dream has been accomplished. But I do think that, you know, like my brother was saying, my sister gave some excellent comments as well. We're still like a adolescent people that's waking up as infants and coming into our teenage years relative to the systematic structure and function of this society.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are developing a strong mindset of not asking but taking.
Mm-hmm.
America, the structure of America, they may give you a few tools, but you definitely have to utilize all that you are capable of and what you have within yourself collectively to build and develop yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that mindset has been stimulated across the masses, and certain segments of it are grasping it. Now, like my sister said, the predominant who we call leaders, predominantly is cockroach Negroes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about Fridays, chasing, you know, sex in the money bag,
yeah.
Predominantly, okay? So they're not necessarily out for us. And the system, the structure of this system and function breeds that type of mentality. It embraces that type of mentality. You are not, so you're elected by your constituents, but then you get in these offices and you do your own bidding.
Mm.
You don't listen, you don't do the bidding of the constituents, and the constituents don't understand the power that they have to hold you accountable as a duly elected official.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that part. On the spiritual side, you know, it's too much faking and playing. It doesn't turn into a corporation. So the leadership from a spiritual institution, gathering of people empowered by faith to do what is right, has been watered down as well. When we look at the education, just like the medical system, the structure in America, it is not about healing the body. Education in America is not about developing the mind. It is about indoctrinating you. Medicine in this country is about pacifying you. We will put a Band-Aid on it. We'll give you a pill that will somewhat treat it, but definitely cause something else. So it's all a bunch of hypocrisy and false flagging and faking, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But now as a people, we're coming into the knowledge that we don't, why would I ask you to be equal? No, I don't have to ask you that. That's for me to work and labor amongst myself and amongst my kind to develop ourselves and coexist in this structure on a level that is equal. That's what they don't want, family.
Yeah.
The whole racism issue is they don't want an equal playing field. They don't want this system does this. They all racist. I mean, let's just get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Biden is a racist and Trump is a racist too.
Mm-hmm.
The whole systematic structure of society is built off of racism. So let's stop, acting like, I know. Tell the blatant truth. They are racist. The system is racist. We have to develop ourselves, and we're coming into the knowledge of no excuses no more. Mm-hmm. No more standing on the sidelines. You have to do all that you can that's within your best interest to grow and develop yourself, and then your family, and then develop the neighborhood and turn it into a community, social, economic, and the educational structure controlled by you. So we're moving into that mindset to somewhat make the dream real. But, again, the American projected mentality is a nightmare for us as melanated people.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about those they call African Americans, Black, Negro, colored, whatever. I'm talking about us. I ain't talking about nobody else, because America gave us schools at one time. They gave us a chance, and then at the same time, they were fighting against our advancement. We have to have the wisdom to know how to co-opt that energy and continue it going in a direction that's beneficial for us. So I think that we're waking slowly, but we're waking up to that. But I want to encourage you, and let's keep the conversation in the context, but I definitely want to encourage us as adults and certainly as men, this negative music, disrespecting us, disrespecting our women, promoting negativity. We have to do a better job of getting in the room and in the audience, in the presence of these individuals and saying, look, We don't want to hear no more of this mess. If you can't produce something positive, something motivational, where's the children hold on to your dreams? I mean, come on, where's this motivation? I mean, we don't want to hear this nonsense no more.
Yeah.
The taking, well, I can't make it, so I gotta see. Look, man, you can't sell drugs over here no more.
Yeah, exactly.
I help you do whatever I can help you to do legally, but this here coming to an end.
Yeah,
ain't no more pimping and prostituting these little girls and these women and boys and stuff. That we're not tolerating that no more. So we as men.
I took my gap.
I'm just going for the listening audience.
Yeah,
man, grab your testicles, remind yourself you a man, get some righteous anger about yourself, hit the street and regulate and set a standard. Let's get some motivation as men to this effort of us waking up.
Exactly.
No, the dream has not been realized, but the nightmare of the dream is being experienced.
Wow. Stay right there, brother. We're going to keep this thing going. Got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Good morning, sir. Man, we asking a question, man, and we got a hot one this morning, brother. And I want everybody to call in. All you all are welcome. We're live right now. Give us a call, 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. If you never called in before, give us a call this morning. Or if you called in before, revisit us. Come back and let's talk. 678-381-1973. Asking the question, Donald. Has the dream, I have a dream, been recognized in 2020? Martin Luther King said years ago, I have a dream. And the speech, I might play a little bit of it before we get out of here. But my thing is, I have a dream that little black children and little white children could come together. I'm paraphrasing and be as one. Now, my thing is, has that dream in this day and time, 2020? He did that speech back in 1960 something. It's 2020 now. Have that dream been recognized? Donald, what do you say to that?
No, I tell you what, we've been waking out of our sleep. I'll tell you that much. At least we should be. And remember the song, Nothing Comes to Dreamers but the Sleepers but a Dream?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And and I thought about that. I had in mind to ask Pete, how do you really think? But it's the reality of it. It's because some people don't even know what the dream is.
And that's a problem.
Handed down to our youth. They hadn't even realized what the dream is. And I hear remnants. I can hear remnants of the dream. We go to different places with them, but we're not among them, and really, we don't want to be.
Exactly.
That's just me saying. I mean, we don't really want to be. I think the dream is to have the same opportunity as somebody else. James Brown used to say, "You don't have to give me nothing. Just open the door. I get it myself."
Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Come on.
Yeah.
Say it loud.
But if you don't know what the dream is, how you gonna fulfill the dream?
Exactly. And all of us need to do a little bit of this right here.
This song is today. So what I'd like for you to do is listen very carefully and see what you can do to lend a hand.
Watch this.
Wake up, everybody.
Come on now. That's what we need to do. Sing it, Teddy.
Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more black thinking. Time for thinking ahead.
And my question, Christy, he said something in that song, and I'm going to piggyback off. He said, wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. Have we become too comfortable in that bed that we don't even want to get up now?
Definitely, we're too comfortable with the way things are. You give, like I said before, you give something minute to someone that doesn't mean that much to you, and you watch them dissipate. It's kind of like a pacifier to a baby.
Yes,
you pacify them, and then they stop the noise, they stop the crying, they stop the rioting, they stop the, so to pacify the Black movement, okay, let's give them this, and maybe they'll sit down and be quiet. But let's not give it to them for real. Let's give it to them on with some strings attached and some different things that we're just now coming into the knowledge of, because, you know, you got to think about, as African American people, we don't study law, or I'm just saying the average. Some people that go into lawyers and all this. I'm just saying as an average African American person, just an average everyday Joe. They don't know all the legalities to everything. And we don't understand and know different things that we should know to be able to help ourselves. And
Chrissy, I'm sorry, Chrissy, hold on. I got a gay. Wow, hey, the church done said amen now. Proceed.
You got a cheerleading section over there, Christy. You got a cheerleading section. Go ahead, girl. You own it. You own it.
You know, and so since we don't know those things, they can use those things against us. A lot of people don't know their rights. They don't know what they have, because, you know, it said if you want to hide anything from a nigga, put it in a book. And so we have to stop becoming those niggers, excuse my French.
She said the real word, y'all.
Want to look at BET, that only want to look at you know, entertainment, music. We want to listen to Cardi B. We want to listen to all this stuff, but we need to open up our minds and be able to become knowledgeable in the things that help our community. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with listening to music or being in entertainment. I'm just saying you can't let that just overtake your day.
Yeah.
You can't just be focused on getting high, selling drugs, getting drunk, going to the next party, you know, working, and then just taking care of, just letting the cares of life go by, when actually there's so much going on in your community, and you just want to put your head in the sand like an ostrich, thinking it's going to go away. But the thing about it is, it doesn't go away.
No.
Everyone needs to stop sleepwalking. You know, that's what it is. It's called sleepwalking. Or you might be a part of the unintelligent who don't know, and you don't know because you haven't studied to know. So my thing is, if you want to get out, you want to wake up, start looking up some stuff. So when they start talking about these different things and you don't know what it is, Google it, read about it, get an understanding of a word you don't know, look it up in the dictionary. You have to come to the point where you care more about your society as a whole and want to make it better. And so to me, it's like you have to be an activist, but our activists, I'm like, women, is not out there with signs and everything. Some activists are reading and learning and trying to fight how to fight politically, legally as well as politically.
That's good. That's good. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? I know you're welling over there, brother. What's on your heart?
No, I'm listening. As a community, this is gonna sound a little far-fetched what I'm about to say. As a community, I think it is imperative that we continue to try and gain a global understanding and be able to have a global conversation to push our narrative further. It kind of ties into how Chrissy was saying, we got to understand, look, you're not going to become a millionaire selling drugs. The government will never let another 17, 18-year-old ever do that again. It only happened one time, and the government will never let you do that again. But you gotta gain a global understanding, because when you're fighting or when you're speaking up for your human rights, you have to not only speak to folk. One of the things that I learned in public speaking is, if all you're doing is talking to folks, you will never be understood. You have to talk into folk.
Come on.
Meaning you have to put folk in a situation where they not only hear you, but they feel your situation and your circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
They not only understand you, but you are teaching them that my discomfort is indirectly and or directly connected to your comfort or your discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
What I am experiencing, you have experienced it too. So me personally, I tend to think that we have allowed, if I break this thing down just from a media standpoint, we have allowed for certain people to control the Black narrative for too long.
And hold on now.
And now
who are these people we're talking about? Let's pull back all the layers now. When we say that, are we talking about people that look like us or people outside of our I'm trying to be polite when I say this. Maybe I don't need to be polite. But
I was ready to go. I was ready to go there.
Okay.
So you have a puppet master and or a puppeteer.
Come on.
And you have a puppet. Okay. We're gonna go there. People like that dude in Kentucky, Tim Scott, Judge Thomas. There's several of them, several names that we can name that are puppets. They are either being controlled by the puppet master or by the puppeteer.
Okay.
Those are such people like 45, such people like Bannon, such people like that Stephen, I think his last name is Miller. I could have his name wrong. The right-hand guy that's in the White House with 45. The Jew who hate Jews. That's just crazy. You Jew, but you hate Jews. You have several entities in white America that honestly feels like that truly believe that they are superior to everybody else, including their white counterparts. So I think what we have here is a population of folk, predominantly younger folk, are starting to realize as they wake up, oh Lord, this is discomfort. I don't like having these strings on me. So they're clipping the strings. They're cutting the strings, which means when you cut the strings, you have no control over them. So we got to do something. We got to change the narrative. We got to keep control of the narrative.
That's good.
So by doing so, what's the easiest way to control a narrative? Control the pocket. If you control a pocketbook, you can always control a narrative. I seen a study about a month ago, and it's shameful that from a media standpoint, we will get hit. If you spend the whole day and sit down and watch local news, you will get hit with repeated Black death, Black murder, Black robbery, Black this, Black that. You very rarely get anything positive. And then all of a sudden you'll see them segue to this school in a suburban part of town where it's predominantly white, and they got all this money, and they got this person that scored perfect on the SAT, and da-da-da. And you're like, hold on. But the study I saw said that there is just as much crime going on in those white communities as it is in the inner city communities.
They don't want you to see that, Kurt.
There's just as much domestic violence. There's just as much murder. There's just as much. We get so caught on black on black crime or black on black death that we don't even know. Like Chrissy said, we don't open the book or we don't do the study that shows that there's just as many white folks killing white folks But you don't hear about that. And I think this society, bro, I think these younger folks are getting tired of those who controlling the narrative telling a lie on them.
Exactly.
I really do.
Exactly.
I think they're getting tired of it. And they saying, look, no, you're not gonna lie about our people anymore. We got successful Black folks in this world right now that are at the top of their game, at the top of whatever industries they in. And guess what? They were public school graduates. They didn't go to a Ivy League college. They didn't go to a boarding school, an elite boarding school. They went to a public school that you all deemed a failing school, then wound up going to an HBCU that you all tried to defund, came out, and now they are at the top of their professions.
Exactly.
Let me go. What I'm saying? So I just think honestly that the younger folks, although they're not moving as fast as we would like for them to move, I'm not going to discredit them, man. I really do think that they are waking up. They are standing tall.
Do you think they're going?
Like
do you think they're going to? Do you
we
think
are young?
Kurt, do you think they're going to fulfill the dream? Do you think they're going to fulfill the dream? Or do they even care to?
I absolutely do. I absolutely do. I really do think they're going to fulfill a dream. For one, I'm just going to say it. You have a large percentage of mixed race people now, and now that frackanackle bullcrap that these supremacists is trying to run. The brother Malcolm said it. The chickens are coming home to roost.
Okay. Hey, Kurt.
Why? Because now, when you shot and killed,
No. I was about to ask you how much time we got with your brother. I know you're on your way to work. How much time we got with you?
I got about 3 to 5 more minutes, man. Okay. 10 more minutes tops.
Okay. Let me go to Pete, and I'm gonna come right back to you before you get out here. Pete, what's on your heart, man? Do you think the young people are even interested in fulfilling the King dream?
I think the young people are about ready to kick the door down, to be honest. I think that they're going to fulfill the dream in the aspect of they're going out to do all that they can, accomplish all that they can. They don't interpret no, and they cannot comprehend I can't. Okay. So we're dealing with the generation now that, hook or crook. Either we're going to work together and be civilized and cordial.
See, Pete, that's my point. Hold on for a second. Pete, hold on. Pete, hold on for a second. Pete, hold on. And that's my point right there. I'm glad you said it. That's absolutely my point. And when I say recognize the dream about little Black children, little white children being able to come together, kumbaya and all that shit, do they even care about that, Pete? Because I think what it is, and what I'm hearing y'all say, y'all certainly correct me if I'm wrong, they not too overly concerned about what the people outside of our community is going to do or try to give us. They ready to go out there and get it for themselves. So that part of the dream, are they trying to recognize that we can all be one, we can all come together, we can all love each other? Are they interested in that part or no? Look here, you eating in that room, I'm coming to get some of that food. Is that the attitude that we're talking about?
Right. Well, it's mixed because the younger Caucasian children don't seem to be as a whole acclimated to the older ways, of this formed racist society. They seem to be a little more democratic, a little more understanding and compassionate. But our young people, see, they're teaching our young people. We're always the inclusion. We're always the forgiving. We're always the compassionate. We're always representing morals, principles, and civility and all of this. Well, the young people are like, look, if you want to get along, we can get along. But if you don't want to get along, it doesn't matter. I'm still moving forward, okay? And I'm not accepting your nonsense. What are you doing here in this building? I live here. But I don't know you. You don't have to know me. Well, you can't come to the door, lady. I live here. I'm not going to explain nothing else to you. You need to move. I'm gonna knock you down and go on about my business. You're in my way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's pretty much where they are. You don't want to give me a job, fine, and I'm gonna go start my own business. I don't have time to entertain your nonsense. You know, and we're on the move. We're on the move like that. We got people starting their own seasoning, creating, you know, bakeries everywhere, manufacturing the clothes everywhere. We're coming up with everything that we need, in the mentality and the understanding of do for self, support your own, because that is the fiber of this society and pretty much the world, because America's a melting pot. But other ethnicities around the world, China's on the move, India's on the move. They're not playing games no more. You know, Taiwan, Vietnam, all these countries, the Spanish countries in South America, they on the move.
Yeah.
So we as a collective here in North America got to get on the move as a collective, or we gonna get left out.
Exactly.
So the young people are understanding that. While we're sitting here playing the same old, you got to vote and you got to listen. Data is currency now. I mean, come on, data is currency now. So we on the conversation, giving up a whole bunch of data right now, and they're recording it, and they're gonna use it as commerce, as money, in business, and we're understanding those levels of the game. So I think that our young people, and the young people that I know personally, man, they just not having it.
Yeah,
I can be honest with you. They're just not having it. They're not having it. I'm actually shocked, family, that we have not seen a family yet that has lost a family member to unjust killing, and they haven't swiftly resulted to returning response of violence the same way. Yeah. And I mean like swift. I'm actually shocked that we haven't seen that yet.
Exactly. Kurt, go ahead, brother. We got another caller. We're going to go to the caller. Hold on. We're coming to you next. Kurt, I know you only got a few more minutes, brother. What's on your heart?
No, bro just took it out the park.
Bro
just took it out the park. I'm telling y'all, man. I listen to my sons and them. I listen to them in their raps. I listen to them when they sitting around and they talking. These young boys and these young girls is not having it. If you're not going to make it accessible to them so that they can live their dream, they are going to find a way to live their dream.
Yeah.
If it's clothes, they're realizing, guess what? I don't need to keep buying this man clothes when I can make my own. I'm just as creative as he is. I can create my own logos, put it on my shirts and sell them. They're starting to realize. Then I look, you know what? You know who I use as a real good example?
Who that?
And we was talking about this last week. LeBron. LeBron say, no, I'm not going to go hire no manager to manage me. No, my homeboy who I know and been knowing all my life, know what I like, know how I like to move, understand the things that I need to do. No, when he get finished college, he got a job. And these young folks, they teaming up, man, and they making it happen. We just got to continue to be the support. They not going to do it the way we did it. We had a different setup. We had a different paradigm from the one that they got now. Our paradigm, if we were speaking like they speaking right now, we wouldn't even be heard. We'd have been killed or lynched. Well, now they're speaking on a platform that now they speaking to the world. So they got to be heard. You can't cover it up no more. When we was growing up, Raheem, listen, man, I'm one of those dudes. Police put a 357 in my mouth. In front of 100+ people. There was no cell phone where somebody could have pulled out their cell phone and recorded it. Even if I would have pressed charges, we probably would have got to court, and all the police would have said, no, that didn't happen. And they would have discredited every witness that got up there. We don't have no video of that. You see what I'm saying? They're living in a world where the information is key, and they are, man, they're using it. They're not using it as fast as we would like them to, because they're in a position where they're trying to figure out, bro, who's really down for the cause, and they're taking the lessons that was taught to us that sometimes we did not apply. Okay, who's down for the cause, and who's down to put down the cause? They're actually living that experience where we was a little more, oh, you down for the cause? Come on, let's go. not even realize, man, he a snake. He a wolf in sheep's clothing. He only came here to put your cause down. He did not come here to lift your cause up. You getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So they done came after that experience, and they done heard us say it over and over again, and then they see it. So they're like, oh no, that's not happening to us. So I applaud them, man. I applaud them. Man, I applaud them. My son probably called in, Raheem. He said he just got up, man. He getting ready for work or whatever.
Okay.
But he may call in and let his views be known. You know what I mean? But
yeah, absolutely,
bro. I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see how this thing unfolds, brother. I cannot wait. And lastly, what I was gonna say before you went on earlier is this. I'm gonna say a couple names: Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, that young quarterback, that young freshman quarterback at Oklahoma University. They played Texas this weekend. Look at them boys, man. Colin Kaepernick. Look at them boys, man. Them boys are biracial children. And what's happening is now you got biracial children that's out there fighting the cause.
Absolutely.
So now what you never thought would come to your door, the white woman is having to face that. Because now when he get killed, you ain't just kill a black boy. You kill one of your own.
Exactly. And I want to do this right here.
I'm just saying.
We got a call. I want to go to the call as well, but I want to do this right here in a totally different conversation. I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get right back to our conversation. But my thoughts and prayers for me, my family, and everybody else goes out to Dak Prescott, man. What happened to that brother yesterday, man? And I'm not y'all know I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan. Honestly speaking, can't stand the Cowboys. But at the same time, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And of course, that brother was doing some great things, man. So my thoughts and my prayers go out to him and his family, man. I hope he have a speedy recovery and able to get back to what it is that he loves to do. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Cassandra, calling from Atlanta.
Cassandra, good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Cassandra, we're having a conversation. Have the dream been recognized? And here in 2020, Martin Luther King had this dream back in 1960 something, 65, 67, something like that. And now we're in 2020. And I want to know, Cassandra, from where you're sitting, from your expertise, because you deal with a lot of people, have the dream been recognized?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And in fact, we have taken steps away from the dream. But like I've heard, I only heard the last few people talk. These young people are taking the dream. They're not asking you to give them or make them a part of the dream. They're taking the dream. And I believe that is what it's going to take. And I'm, people consider me militant in a lot of ways, but man, I'm so sick of everybody being upset when we stand up for ourselves.
Yes. And
you comparing a building, and like I said, I'm not for rioting and all that stuff, but you comparing the death of a person, a human being, to you losing a building or some clothes. I don't even want to hear that anymore. I'm so sick of where this country is right now. And the dream has not even close to been realized. But I believe that the generation that is coming up now, they're going to take the dream.
Yeah. Wow.
They're going to take it.
That's good. And I would love to have some of our young folks to call in, 678-381-1973. When I say some of our young folks, 20s, teenagers, 20s, and maybe even early 30s. Y'all give us a call. I want to hear where y'all are on this whole situation. King had a dream. Yes. Yes.
Can I say that? I want to say this. Yesterday, I was with all three of my grandsons, right? They're 19, 21, and 25, right? 25, 26. And they were talking about business that they're in. One is selling the actual PP, 95 mask. My daughter helped him start a business where they actually have the certified PPE masks. They're having them imported into the country. And so he is selling those masks.
That's good.
The other one is doing some currency exchange thing. This child researched himself and has made thousands of dollars, is now making thousands of dollars with currency exchange. I'm like, what? I wasn't even thinking like these kids. They're on a whole nother plane.
Exactly.
So yes, our kids are going to take the dream.
That's good. That's good. Let's go to Christy. Christy, what's on your heart right now? And 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Give us a call. Christy, what's on your heart?
You know, me being 25 and all.
Of course. But of course.
Miss Cassandra, I fit right in. but all honesty, you know, we have to understand strong people taught these kids. You have to understand that they saw everything that mom and dad or, you know, dad go through just trying to make a living for them. You know, a lot of times we don't think that our kids are listening or looking or taking notes. I could tell you right now, and I'm just going to I can talk about me. I'm going to talk about me. Growing up in a place where there's 90% white people in class or in school, the teachers are white, the principals are white, classmates are white. But the city itself is like 60% African American. So when you go to school every day to deal with racism, to deal with people giving you bad grades, to deal with them trying to stop African American people from being valedictorian, and all those different things, and when you grow up in that, you become a person of, I'm not going to let you continue to do this. You get tired quickly. And as our kids, I'm going to say force them, but we place our children in situations to where they have to grow up pretty quickly, mature a lot faster.
Yes.
Because you have to be better than this person, but you have to be also better than this. So you have to keep your mind focused on, you have to stay way ahead of the game, in other words. You know, you have to be able to outsmart the principal, the teachers, your peers. You have to appear to be this, but when you get home, you can be this, you know. And so now you have a society now of young people who like, you know what, Mom, we ain't gonna do it that way. We tired. I'm just gonna bust the door open. We gonna do this thing, you know. And that comes from the teaching. You know, like, well, we know, like I teach my children, I taught them about Black history and how good, you know, important. So my kids now recognize different things and they quick to bring it out. Oh, no, you ain't gonna talk to my mama like that. Mama, you want me to have it? I say, nah, calm down, Drew, calm down.
Yeah, exactly. And see,
but their mentality is not the same as ours. You know, ours was, let's get along, let's join and get along just to get along. Their mentality is, no, we're gonna get along, or you can kick rocks. I don't need you because I'm gonna find another way to do what I'm gonna do. And they have that courage and that boldness that we lack. You know, we lacked that boldness to the extreme of doing something about it. Like, we'll talk, we'll have meetings, we'll be strategic and draw a plan, and we'll go get the activist, you know, community to get involved. They're like, bump that, we can do this all ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget you. Okay, if you ain't with me, fine. I don't need your strategy. Here's what I'm gonna do.
And see, and that's the thing, man. The dream has to be, the dream is going to be fulfilled in some kind of way. And I think it's like y'all said, I think it's the young people that's going to take it and take the bull by the horns and make it happen. Rather it's we all come together, kumbaya, black, white, orange, polka dots, right? Whether it's that, or they saying, look here, we've been out on this island by ourselves too long. We about to take this. We about to do it.
Raheem,
yes.
But remember in the Bible, when they was promised to the promised land, it was Generation X, it was Joshua and them who went ahead and believed and crossed over to do it. You know, the people that were there before taught them about it. They educated them about it, but they were still walking around in that circle of disbelief and unfaithfulness.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that next generation who not only had the faith, but also had the power.
Yes.
And on the inside, and believe with all might that this can be done. And I think that's the generation we have now.
Mm-hmm.
We have a generation now of people who have faith, who's going to lean on God, who's going to go through this with the power that they need to go through. So I believe that they can do it, and I believe that they will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pray to God I'm alive long enough to be able to see it and enjoy it.
Exactly. Donna Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
We get them to if we stop muzzling them
Mm-hmm.
and just let them do or try, don't do that. We have this kind of, we letting them know what the dream is. But let me see how I can say this. Sometimes we talk over their head like they don't know nothing. But you talk about March, they're gonna come out, but you ain't gonna like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna say, have that mentality. Okay, let's calm down. This is how we're gonna do it. This is how Martin Luther King doing. They be like, bump that.
They don't care about that, man. That's back in the day.
Yeah.
They don't care about that.
They say you can go ahead and meet at your meeting, and y'all ain't talking about nothing. Y'all met with that last month, and y'all still ain't did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They say I'm not coming to that either. And then we still need to encourage them to vote, but they think that okay, you vote, but you vote don't. They have that mentality that you vote don't come. We have to educate them on that. But they like, I'm not knocking at no door. I'm gonna kick that sucker down.
Exactly. And Cassandra, are they justified in feeling that way?
I believe that they are, and I just, something has to change, and we say what we want to say, and the kumbaya. I love everybody, y'all. I'll be totally honest. I love people, but I'm so sick of us getting kicked in the behind, and everybody keeps saying turn the cheek. When are we going to stand up and say, no, we ain't turning no cheek no more? You know what I'm saying? Y'all come at us, we coming back at you. And then you got, just take a little look at what they did to this governor, what they were trying to do to their governor. They got a plan for that all around this country. And these kids are not going to have it. Bottom line, y'all not going to come in Atlanta and think y'all going to do a dang thing, because it's going to be on and popping. Go after Keisha Lance Bottoms and see if they don't. Man, Negroes in Georgia will flip this whole state upside down. Governor Kemp and everybody else.
Exactly. And it'll happen before they realize it. But wait a minute, we came here for one thing, man. Hold on, what y'all doing? And we said something earlier, Chris. I'm gonna come to you, and then I'm gonna go back to Donald. We said something earlier about when Kurt said, let me go back to what Kurt said. Kurt said he had a gun, 100 people around, and the police officer came and put a gun in his mouth. Now there's 100 other. He said there was 100 other people around. Christy, I have an issue, and my thing is this right here: if there's 100 people around, and you got a couple of police officers right there, and one of them coming and they put a gun in somebody's mouth, why? It's time for us to tear something up. It's time for us to.
You have.
Go ahead.
You had three police officers. One with a knee in this guy's neck, and one pushing the crowd back. And you had about 40 or 50 people, one filming.
Yeah.
But that young man died, didn't he?
Exactly. And that's my point.
There comes to a point where you have to not let fear lead you. A lot of times people allow fear. If you go into domestic violence, we can consider this Domestic Violence Month. Miss Cassandra is having a domestic violence awareness brunch on October the 24th. We're having a tour in Georgia. But it's just like that domestic violence. It's like everybody want to sit by and don't do anything because it's not my business.
Wow.
Or I'm not going to help because I want to put my life in danger. I have kids. I don't want to put myself in any danger. But the thing is that we have to understand is we're all in danger. That could be your child with the knee in the neck. That could be your brother. That could be your cousin. Matter of fact, Breonna Taylor, that could have been your sister.
Yes.
That could have been your mother. That could have been somebody special to you. So while you're sitting back and not saying anything and doing anything, you're just as guilty to me as the person that's doing it, because you are allowing them by not raising your voice, by not saying something, by not doing anything. You are more, to me, even more so guilty, because how can someone stand by and watch somebody die? How can somebody stand by and watch somebody get beaten and or come to the store with their face messed up and not say, hey, sister, here's a card. Call me if you need me. Hey, sister, meet me around the corner if you need me. Hey, brother, I understand what you're going through, but we're so caught up in our own world that we forget that people are actually going through. That child that might be having problems at school because they're being molested. We want to write them off as ADD or ADHD, or we want to write them off as they have some behavior issues, but we never seek to see what the real problem is. When will the real teacher stand up? I remember when I was in school, and I was having a difficult time, and that was because I had left. I had to move to Shreveport, my grandmother, and then my sisters and my mom moved back down here to Winfield, and I had to go to school up there, and I wasn't understanding what was going on or anything like that. So I had a behavior issue. Had it not been for that teacher to recognize what I was going through, then I would still be in whatever grade I was in, because I was acting out. So I still feel as though that children are acting out now, and they're going through so much at home that we don't even have enough time in our day to say, you know what, baby, I know you're going through at home. It's okay. We've all been there. We won't take that extra time for no one, because we're so concerned about our own lives, trying to make money or trying to do this. And so we're not concerned about what's going on in society, but yet it's still kicking us in the butt. And we're still suffering.
Wow. Let me play this one more time. I played this earlier. I'm going to play it one more time. Hold on.
Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more back thinking. Time for thinking ahead.
I could only play 20 up to 30 seconds without them trying to charge me. So I'm going to cut it off right there. We're not going to play the whole song anyway. But Donald, wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. We've gotten too comfortable sleeping in that bed, man. We've gotten too comfortable with that bed, and we don't even want to get up now.
Yeah, I mean, even in our sleeping, I think I can't even call his name. He mentioned cockroach leaders. That's still on my mind, because we sleeping in our churches too, kind of laying down, doing the same thing,
That's what the most look at Donald. When you say about the churches, man, a lot of time that's where the most comfortable beds are. Cause we go in them churches, man, and we lay in them beds, man, and we don't do nothing. But go ahead, brother. I don't mean to cut in. Go ahead.
That's why we don't. That's why we don't know how to operate when change comes, because we want to do it the same way. Y'all got to come to church. Y'all come. Why are you still preaching about coming to church when the church closed? What you gonna do since the doors are not open? What you gonna do? You're supposed to be doing what you're always supposed to have been doing. I was thinking about. I think it was Gideon, or let me see, where they brought the people by the book, and they could test them. And the first thing they did is said, send the scared ones home. You want to get hurt? Get you a crowd of scared folks. You want to get tore out the frame? Bring you some people with you. You can be a strong leader and a courageous one too. But you got some scared people with you, you're gonna get hurt.
It ain't gonna work.
They get you hurt or get you hurt or get you killed. Then he said, okay, we got a good number, but then they're not watching. They're not alert. So if you get some people that's with you that are not alert, you're still in danger.
Yeah.
They can go to the house too.
Exactly. Exactly. And see, Cassandra, I think that's what happened. Sad as it is with Mr. Floyd. With your brother that was in New York selling the cigarettes when they choked him to death. I think that's what happened. Man, had a lot of scared people sitting around, like Chris said, 40 or 50 people standing around watching. They put a knee in the back of his neck and holding him right there. 40 or 50 black people standing around watching them do this to this man. Nobody stepped. One of them even videoing and filming it, but nobody stood up and say, "Look here, you doing this man wrong. Get your knee off his." No, get up off that man. Get up off that man. Now you gonna arrest him. You arrest him.
But this is a fear. It's a fear. It's a fear. It's two things with us as a people. We really try to respect authority. We really try to respect authority, because that like, okay, you don't say nothing to the police officers. You don't whatever they say goes. That is the way it was instilled in me. That's the way it was instilled in me. And then that slave mentality is what my grandmother and me and her butt heads about this all my life. She said, you too bold. You're gonna get killed. Somebody gonna kill you before you turn 21. And she wanted me to work in the house with her. She used to work for these doctors, right? And so she's like, I want you to come and help me. They're having a cocktail party. And I'm like, I'm not going. I mean, I hated to be defiant.
Yeah.
I'm not going. And she was like, what do you mean you're not going? I'm not, I will never work in a white person's house as their maid. I'm not doing it. And I didn't mean that to be disrespectful to her, but I meant that was not the route that I wanted to take.
Yeah. And
we have this fear and this thing that she was like, people would always say, don't be looking at them white people, don't be saying nothing to them. We were taught like that. We were taught like that, and that was a shame. Being afraid to stand up for our own rights. And I grew up in South Carolina, in Charleston, and I declare to this day, I hate the atmosphere in Charleston, because I feel like that slave mentality is still prevalent there. And it's just time out for it. It's just time out.
Exactly. And if we can't escape it, if we can't escape that, much like they wanted to escape the slavery, if they can't, our minds, man. And I say this all the time, our body could have escaped it, but our mind's still so trapped into it, man, that we won't do anything, and we'll allow something like this to happen every day. We'll allow something like this to happen, and you'll sit there and watch police officers with their knee on somebody's neck for as long as it was on his neck, till this man lay there dead.
Yeah. But they were afraid. You could tell the people, if you watch the people that were standing around, they were yelling. He said he can't. They were yelling, but that fear. You got police officers with guns in their holsters, standing there, and they're all participating in it. All four of them, whatever many of them they were. People were afraid. I mean, you could tell they wanted to do something, but that fear was so prevalent that they didn't move. Because just think, if somebody had stepped forward, one guy did, and the guy told him to get back on the sidewalk. Think if say 10 of those people had rushed them, they would have been distracted off of George Floyd, and they would have had to. You understand what I'm saying? But it was fear, and I don't blame them. I'm just saying,
But see,
things just got to change.
It has to change, and one of the things that have to change about it is that mindset, because Cassandra, they know that 9 times out of 10 we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna hoop and holler from way over there, hoop and holler, and say all this stuff from way over there, when this man is dying right here up under your knee.
Yeah,
we gotta do better, Christian. We gotta do better. What do you say? Christy, you there? Oh, we just lost her. I think she's at work. We just lost her. Tucson, what do you say to that?
Well, I'm unfortunately, you know what I'm looking at?
What's that?
Somebody gonna do something we don't really want. We talk about, but we don't want to see. because the ones that's really sick and tired of seeing that over and over again, and nothing's happening, something's gonna happen. I hate to see it. I would hate to see it, but because it's not going to turn out good. But when you get a group of people that bum rush that kind of stuff, then you're gonna see change. Because these folks, I mean, we got neighborhoods, and it's strange how we got neighborhoods of people, and everybody got a gun. Everybody got a gun. But they see illegal activity among the police department, and they just stand there and watch.
Yeah.
Now the day it's gonna be a tragic thing when a group of people come out with their guns when they see illegal activity by even police officers and these white supremacists and Ku Klux Klan. I'm surprised at how all of these years that never was a terrorist group. I don't understand it. But when they come out, and somebody say, well, you know what, we're not going to take this no more, and a group of people start having a little shootout, like in the Western days, then that's going to bring attention to what's that really happened. Hate to see it. But then, you know what? They're going to wake up from that dream.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Cassandra, is it going to take something like that? Is it going to take something? What's that fancy word? Catastrophic? However you say that word.
Yeah, catastrophic.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, God, I'm hoping, because we pray, Black people, we are some of the praying. We pray, man. We ask God for change. God, bring the change. Help. We don't want to be out there, being violent, and that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. But it's like the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent taken by force. It's almost like we're being made to go and do something violent for them to recognize, no, we not going to the back of the bus no more. You ain't gonna tell us we can't sit at the lunch counter. It's like, this is the time. I declare, y'all, it's like we have gone backwards.
Yeah.
And this is where we are in this country. And you got a jackass, I'm sorry, in this White House that is that I will go to the corner and I'll pay 10 cents for being in there. But we gotta, I'm just saying, this man, he is baiting these people.
Yeah.
And that is why they're feeling emboldened to do what they're doing. And our young people are not having it. They're not having it, bottom line.
Exactly. Cassandra, I'm gonna tell you something. The young people are going to make that change. I think the young people are going to step up, and I see some things happening right now. Honestly speaking, I see some things happening right now because they are tired. They are very tired, and in them being tired, something have to happen. They have to make a stand. And they're going to stand up, and when their voice is heard, some heads gonna turn. I hate to say it like that. But when their voice is heard, they're not gonna be the one that's gonna hoop and holler, that's gonna say all this stuff and let you know they're coming. No, they're not gonna let you know they're coming. But when their voice is heard, some heads gonna turn. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Light-skinned Bobby Brown, man. I'm out here making moves, man.
There you go. Hey, what's going on with you, sir? Good. Oh, he don't like when you call him sir. What's going on, young man? I catch myself, brother.
Man, not much.
But listen, we're talking about have the dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. You've been listening to the broadcast for a minute, so I know you pretty much up to speed. But have that dream been recognized? What do you say to that, Bobby?
Actually, I just tuned in, bro.
Okay.
What part of the dream?
We're talking about Martin.
I got to familiarize myself.
Well, Martin Luther King had this speech back in 1960. And we say, I have a dream that one day little black children, little white children, and all the stuff that he's talking about, we're going to come together and be as one and be united. And there'll be I'm paraphrasing, no hate and all that stuff. Now, it's 2020. Have that dream been recognized where we can all walk together in unity?
Nah. I mean, as with anything else, man, you know, you got some. It's always gonna be some that feel that way, some that don't. You know, but the majority, right now, it's hard to call, bro. I mean, because if you look at the political climate, it's hard to call as far as to how much improvement we're making. That's what I'm referring to. But you look at the political climate, man, it is really hard to say, because anybody that has a mind that can think for themselves, that has common sense, and can see what's going on, and they choose to look the other way, I'm scared. I'm more scared that it's not. But we'll see election time, because if Trump gets reelected, it's really time to be in fear then, because you have so many closet people that feel a certain way that you didn't know felt that way. You know,
it's gonna reveal. It's gonna reveal the numbers. It's gonna reveal the numbers.
Yeah, it will, man. And what's scary, you know, I think all of us, a lot of us on social media, I have friends that I went to school with, they hung around, you know, that was cool with us. I can't say that they was racist. I can't say that they're not. I really don't know. I'm just confused right now. Few of them are teachers. And they was good in school. They was cool in school. But then you look at I always question, why do they support Trump?
Yeah. And
I don't ask them directly, but I don't understand why I can understand in the beginning when it was a financial thing, but that divisiveness with him alone, the divisiveness with the police, it seemed like somebody would make a post that you or I would make, that, you know, like we might be, I don't know if you are anti-Trump, I'm just assuming, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am. But I'm anti-Trump. And you would think that they would agree with some you know, posts that we might would make, but they don't. So that's where I'm scared at. You know, when you say stuff like on the simple thing, the systematic racism exists, and they say no, and you be like, whoa, wait a minute, player. I grew up with you. Whoa, wait. You know, so I don't know. I'd rather about. Way, I guess that's where I answer that.
But see, let me say something, Bobby. A lot of times, it depends on who you pose the question to. A lot of time, you know, if you ask that question to somebody like you and I that lived it, that experienced it, that had to go through it, we're gonna say yes all day long. But you know, they never experienced it. They never experienced the racism. They lived in a quote unquote privileged lifestyle, that they didn't have to experience the things that we had to endure every day. Now, did they see it? If they have an open eye, yes, they saw it. But does it matter? Does it matter if it exists or not, if it don't affect them? Cassandra, what do you say to that? Give us, and the phone lines are open. Give us a call, 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. Got quite a few people that's listening in right now, that's tuning in. Give us a call. We love to hear from you. Has the dream been recognized? Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Okay, so say that part that you just asked me one more time.
Because
what you just asked,
you know, if somebody was to ask anybody that's a part of the panel right now on the broadcast, if anybody would ask anyone, does systematic racism exist? We're gonna say yes, it does. But if you ask somebody that don't look like us, does it exist? And they've never experienced it like we've experienced it. They never had to endure it like we had to endure it. They never had to deal with it and battle with it every day like we have to. They could very well say no, because it doesn't exist in their world.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem, because I've lost a lot of white friends. I mean, I have lost. It's people that I thought we were good, like the brother said. I thought we were good. This thing has come up now with Trump, and y'all know I am very outwardly outspoken about my dislike for him and the way that he does things, and I feel like he's a racist.
Yes.
Well, they have come at me with both barrels, and guess what? I came at them back with both barrels, and now it's like, no, we don't. It's no conversation for us, because you're not going to tell me that what we are feeling, like, oh, black people just over exaggerating. Y'all need to forget the past. Niggas. Oh, excuse me. Y'all haven't forgot the past. When did y'all forget the past? Y'all make sure that we remember the past every day.
Exactly.
By the way that you treat us. So then don't tell me about, well, it's not like that anymore. No, it's not like that. It was never like that for you, but it's like that for me every day that I walk in my black skin in America.
Exactly.
So, it's just a problem for me. I don't, like I said, I've lost friends. Goodbye, because I'm not going to take back one word I've said about racism in this country. Not one word.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
You know what we're going to lose also? We lost some white ones. Now, you might as well get ready. You're going to start losing some black ones too.
Yeah.
Especially the undercover ones. So that's turning tides, and I can't figure out. And I call them brother. No brother now. They like,
yes, sir.
They like, I don't see the problem. What? And I'm kind of almost like Cassandra. Please, I can't say it. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here you are, and you say that you don't experience the same thing I do. Yes, you do. And you know you do, because you have the same fight.
Well, hold on now, Donald. Now hold on now, Donald. They pull up into their $300,000, $500,000 home. They pull up in driving their brand new fancy cars and all the best food that they want to eat and all kind of things like that. All these stuff are going good in their life, man. Racism. What is racism? I'm living very well. How can you tell me that racism exists when I'm look at my home, look at my family, look at my cars, look at my job? That's the kind of people you have to deal with.
So them kind of people, I'm falling out with you.
Exactly.
Not because of what they have. There's nothing wrong with having. I want to have to. Understand?
Yeah.
I'd like to have to. I understand that. But if let's use this for example. All you have to do is go 5 miles over the speed limit. Let them stop you and see how your life gonna change.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Just do something the same way that the next person does, and get it before the unjust judge, and see what happens. I mean, it's obvious, and so I'm like this, and I'm gonna say this. Watch after the election how things gonna turn out. Just suppose, let's just throw this out here, because there's a threat going out that if Biden wins, we go into war. Well, let's have it. It's about time. We fight every day anyway.
Exactly.
So what's the problem? We dying every day anyway. So if we don't do anything, our grandchildren are going to fight the same fight we've been fighting and our parents fought 60 years ago.
Exactly.
So when are we going to stop this same revolving door of running our mouth? These kids are not running the mouth. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear these sermons of inspiration that we shall overcome. Let's sing Kumbaya and let's pray. They say, while you praying, you go ahead over to the church, Grandma, and you go ahead and pray, and I'm going to kick the door down.
Exactly.
That's what we're going to do.
That's exactly.
Because we've done this thing over and over again, and there's a threat out saying, if Biden win, we coming. And then your little fearless leader, I don't like him either. He's talking about stand by.
Yeah.
Stand by for what?
Stand down and stand by.
Yeah, stand down and stand by. So that's kind of like a code.
Whistle. What's a whistle? Blowing the whistle. Blowing the whistle.
Yeah. So here's the thing about it is, and that's what I say: don't be scared and be alert. Because regardless to whoever wins, there's a fight going on. Might as well get ready for it.
Exactly. Now, Bobby, let me ask you this question. Now, you're sitting here, Bobby, telling me that there's a racism and racism going on in this country. You can't be serious. I mean, look at me, Bobby. I live in the fancy of the beautiful. I have one of the biggest homes in my whole neighborhood, and my cars. I have all the cars. I got the motorcycles, and Bobby, I eat at some very nice places. How could you say that there's racism in this country, Bobby? Look at me. What do you say to that person, Bobby?
Well, I'll say like this, man. If that's your opinion, what you have to do, if you're a white person saying that to me, you need to get you some black friends.
No. I'm not Caucasian. I'm black like you. I look like you.
Okay, well, you still need some more black friends. That's that's not high up on the echelon.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not good enough to just say I know somebody black. You need to know their experience, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I don't know if any of you guys watched Saturday Night Live this past weekend. There's a comedian named Bill Burr.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Burr came on and opened the show with a dialogue. He's a comedian, white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very funny guy. And he came up with Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal, Darnell Rawlings. All of them used to be on the Chappelle show together.
Mm-hmm.
He's a white brother that gets it.
Yeah.
He understands the black side. So he opens the show talking about with a monologue about voting and how white women have stood beside white men collecting blood money, so to speak, off black people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden they get offended by this, or they get offended by that. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. Now, if you get a chance to go look that up, look it up. Now, all the black people that I've seen that have made posts about it loved it, but it's white people that have called in to Saturday Night Live or have voiced their displeasure and divisiveness about his comments,
Mm-hmm.
which were true. Which says to me again, we need to have more continuous dialogue with white people, because it's still a conversation. Race is always a conversation that they don't want to have. They don't want to deal with the reality of what happened over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And until we start having those conversations, and not just amongst us as black people, but white people need to be sitting in on these conversations. If you my friend, you should, because the truth hurts. The truth is always going to be uncomfortable, especially when it's not in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
And until we have these conversations, the divide is going to continue to be what it is and get worse.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we'll know when the election comes. We'll know where we at where this election comes.
Exactly.
Because I don't trust polls. The poll. Obama was down in the polls when he won.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't trust the polls, even though Biden is up. Let's see what happens during the election, and then we can come back and really, really have this conversation.
Okay. I pulled up that clip that you're talking about. I'm gonna play a little bit on now. Now, where's the part that you want? Is it in the beginning, the middle, or the end?
It's like around the 2-minute mark. You might not want to play it because you got some. He clipped the word. Well, I think they beeped it out though. Maybe, maybe around the whole thing. It's only 7 minutes. It's only 7 minutes altogether. Somewhere down there. Okay. But I don't know exactly what point. I think around the 3-minute mark. Somewhere around.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
It's really deep.
I'm gonna start it up and play a little bit of it now. Cassandra, you got a few minutes to listen to this? You got a few minutes with us?
Yes.
Okay, Donald. Toussaint?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good deal. Okay, I want to make sure, I want to be respectful of y'all time. Okay, here we go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so excited to be here. I have been doing stand-up forever, and this has always been a lifelong dream of mine to come here and host Saturday Night Live. So thank you so much for coming out. During these difficult times. You guys all look like surgeons with your masks on. Makes me feel comfortable that you're wearing masks. I like people who wear masks. That's good. You're listening to the eggheads. the people we all cheated off of in high school, right? Keep listening to them. And then if you don't wear a mask, that doesn't bug me either, right? Take out your grandparents, you know? Take out your weak cousin with the asthma. I don't care. It's your decision. There's too many people. It's a dream come true. If you're that dumb and you want to kill your own family members, by all means do it. Stops you from reproducing. It's literally a dream come true. And speaking of dreams come true, did you see Rick Moranis got sucker punched on the Upper West Side? New York is back, baby! New York is back! Yes! We lost our edge there for a minute. City started looking like a giant Bed Bath & Beyond, and then bam! Oh, Ricky took one in the chops. It had to happen. That's what happens when you stick an M&M store in Times Square. All right? The universe has to balance itself. Get the peep shows back in Times Square, old people can walk safely 40 blocks away. I don't know. I'll probably get canceled for doing that joke. You know, how stupid is that cancel thing? They're literally running out of people to cancel. They're going after dead people now. They're trying to cancel John Wayne. It's like, yeah, dude, God did that 40 years ago. They're all up in arms. They're like, did you hear what he said in that interview in Playboy in 1970? Can you believe that? It's like, yeah, he was born in 1907. That's what these people sounded like. You never talked to your grandparents and brought up the wrong subject, and all of a sudden it went off the rails. Like, oh, grandma, just keep making the cookies. Yeah, you don't bring up race or religion with your grandparents. You keep it simple. Anyway, I don't know. I guess my grandparents are older. I don't know. Plowing ahead. Plowing ahead. Let's talk white women here, shall we? Let's talk white women. White women, you're amazing your accomplishments over the last few years. I got to tell you, the way white women somehow hijacked the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this. Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserve, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line. I don't know how they did it. I've never heard so much complaining in my life from white women. My life is so hard with my SUV and my heated seats. You have no idea what it's like to be me. Trashing white guys. The nerve. Where's the camera? The nerve of you white women. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of my bitches here, okay? I don't. But let's go back in history. Okay? You guys stood by us toxic white males through centuries of our crimes against humanity. You rolled around in the blood money. And occasionally, when you wanted to sneak off and hook up with a black dude, if you got caught, you said it wasn't consensual. Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. So why don't you shut up, sit down next to me, and take your talking to. Thank you. So, I haven't been in New York.
Good deal. Was that it? He covered a lot right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Cassandra.
Yeah.
Cassandra, what's on your heart behind what you heard?
Yeah, I mean, what he said was true, and I can see that teeing off a whole bunch of white women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but reality, we don't want to face reality. And I work with civil rights, and when I work with Moore's Ford, but just take the lynching reenactment that I direct, 1946, and then the other reenactment that was in the documentary was 2014, a young black kid in Greenboro, North Carolina. So We don't want to talk race, but the trend continues to happen. We don't want to talk, a black person can be killed for being in the wrong neighborhood,
Yes.
for walking into a building. Like somebody mentioned about the fact that you can go in your own building and a white person stop you and say, I don't recognize you, or in your community, because it happened here in Atlanta not long ago. A black woman, the man told her, I don't know you. You can't come through the gate. If you don't get out of my way, man, I will hurt you. I mean, who does that? What that? Man, move out of my way. And they were very nice. Pay attention. Pay attention. The black people in all of the incidences that we have seen on that went viral about white people trying to stop them from doing, they were very nice, because Lord knows, I don't know if I could have been that nice. I mean, really. And I love God. I love people. But man, I'd be that girl, if you don't get the hell, I mean,
get that child. Get that child.
Knock you on your behind, man. It ain't no time for that. I will knock the junk out of you. Girl, step aside, or either get knocked aside. And I hate to say it like that, because the first thing people say is, well, that's not very Christian-like. Well, dang, you're not being very Christian-like right now, telling me I can't come into my own building. I will push you to the floor and keep on moving and dare you to do something else.
Exactly. And I heard Bobby over there laugh. Bobby, what were you laughing over there, Bobby? What going on, man?
Nah, she's saying it right. I don't know if I can stand there and tolerate that. I mean, people think just because you're a Christian that you're perfect. Nah, I ain't perfect. That's why I need God, because I might come over there. If I turn the other cheek, I'm gonna turn the other cheek. But when I come around on the other side, though, player, it's I get down on my knees and pray after I do what I got to do. But people will test your patience.
Exactly.
I mean, it's hard to just walk away from certain situations, and I don't think that I will be able to walk away either.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. And y'all said a mouthful. I got a situation that's going on right now, man. That if I wasn't saved, bro, woo, Lord, my Jesus. If I was like I used to be back in the day. And Cassandra, did you say Greensboro, North Carolina?
Bradenboro.
Huh?
Bradenboro. It's Bradenboro, North Carolina.
Okay, gotcha.
Lennon Lacey. Yeah, Lennon Lacey was lynched in 2014. His mother and I are very good friends. Claudia Lacey. And they hung him out because he was 17 dating a 34-year-old white woman. And that's why they killed that boy. They hung him, 200-something pound boy, on a swing set and tried to make like he hung himself. And then he had on Jordans when he left the house like 2 hours before. They find him a size 12 Jordan. They find him with a size 10 white cheap shoe that his mother said he wouldn't have put on his worst day because he was an immaculate kid. Yeah. So, we're still dealing with the same type of stuff in 2020.
Cassandra, I would like to speak with her. I would like to talk to her.
Claudia, I told you I was going to try to bring her on.
Yeah.
She was going through something a little while back. This is still 2014.
Yeah.
That ain't that long ago.
No.
So she's still, dealing with some residual stuff. But that she is an amazing woman. Just to hear her talk about her son and how they railroaded them in trying to make them think that Lennon had killed himself, and nothing about it said killing himself. Even the Undertaker that got the body said that this child had defensive marks on his arm. How you get defensive marks on your elbow, like you holding your hand up to protect yourself?
Exactly.
And y'all made it like he killed himself. Nah, man, we got a long way to go. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. And 2020, man, King had this speech back in 1960s. And now we're here in 2020, man, and we're still fighting the same demons. Curtis, good morning. Good morning. Good to have you back, brother. What's on your heart? Kurt, you there?
Listen, man, I was just calling back in because I had a little break in the wind.
Okay.
And I just wanted to hear what you guys was talking about and some motivation for the day.
Man, listen,
we got a way to go. We're gonna get there.
Oh yeah. And see, my thing is, and we talked earlier about people that was actually sitting around watching, even the George Floyd situation with the police officer having their knee on the man's neck. 40 people, black people that look just like him, man, nobody would step up and do anything and to stop it, because had they went up to those police officers and you may get arrested. You may get arrested, but push that man off that man's
shot.
Yeah. But like
or shot.
Or shot, absolutely. But then again, they don't have enough rounds to shoot everybody. That's my thing. You ain't got enough rounds to shoot us all. Yeah. We gonna get you. Well, we gonna get you. Mm-hmm. And so my thing is, how much are we willing to sacrifice though? Is a life worth it? Curtis, is a life worth it if we mess around and get arrested or even shot or something like that because we're trying to save somebody? Is that worth it? Or do we even care enough to do that?
I can't even answer that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even answer that because in certain circles, in certain environments, and with certain people, it'll happen. But then in other circles and other environments, it won't happen. You see what I'm saying? Like even those guys know what groups to pick.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like they know, just like the boy they was locking up in the store. And they was going to try and mistreat and that dude said, "Hey, hold on, man. Nah, take your foot off his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, young boy, calm down, man. Just we right here." You know what I mean? Like they, even a bully know who the bully.
Yeah.
He knows who the bully, so they know. Like I done had them roll up on me, and the cat came out his mouth a little reckless. I said, hold on, brother. That badge say protect and serve. Outside of that, you're going to respect me just like I'm respecting you.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you got plans on doing, you better go on and make it happen. Mm-hmm. So it just happens like that, Mo.
And I was talking earlier about the situation that you said. You said there was about 100 people standing around, man, and the police put the gun in your mouth. See, my thing is, if all y'all would have came together and said, y'all could have handled that situation. Y'all could have handled that situation, but like I said, you got a lot of people that standing around, and I understand you all were quite younger then, but at the same time, man, somebody got to step up. What do you say, Kurt? Cassandra, coming to you next. Kurt, you there?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I say that situation that happened with you. That situation that happened with you, man, with the you said when he put a gun to your mouth, you said there was about 100 people standing around. Y'all could have handled that.
Man, I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I was 15 or 16 years old, man.
Mm-hmm. Was there any adults? Were there any adults around there? Were there any adults around?
Huh?
Were there any adults around?
Man, listen, the whole neighborhood was out there.
Wow.
When I tell you 100 plus people, it was 100 plus people out there. Now, because, we real connected on family. You have people like, hey, man, turn that boy loose, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that's one of the reasons why it didn't go as far left as it could have gone, because it was older folk out there, and they was like, he ain't done nothing, blah, 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 blah. But, bro, anything could have happened, man. If a kid would have dropped a soda bottle, I probably got my brains blown out, man, because he probably would have just got scared and squeezed the trigger thinking somebody fired a shot, you know what I mean? But like the mistreatment of black folk in their own communities have been going on for so long. Like, yo,
I need to know, Kurt. I need to know when has it not gone on? Because you and you're absolutely right. It's been going on for years, but when have it not been going on? I can't remember a time looking back in the history where it did not happen.
Oh no, real talk, man. I remember when you met Frank Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
When I met the Lucas brothers, right? And
Kurt, you there?
Hold on.
Okay. Let me go to Cassandra. I'll come right back to you. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I just feel like we have been mistreated for so long. And I think there is a mentality that goes with being abused for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you almost become like, oh, that just happened. That's just normal. Well, we have to find a new normal. If that feels, if Black people being mistreated feels normal to you, that means that something is very wrong, and we need to find a new normal, because that's not normal. We should not be treated differently because of the color of our skin.
Exactly.
Especially in negative ways. And that is what we have gotten. And I think that's where you have your groups like Black Lives Matter, where they want to call them a terrorist organization. Nothing has upset me more than for the idiot in chief to say that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, and I mean, who does that? Who does that? That was wrong, and now he has put that. It was already in the back of the minds of a lot of white America. Now it's to the front of the mind of a lot of white America that these groups. This is just a group of young people that are tired of the bull and saying, no, we can stand up for ourselves. We're tired of seeing Black people mistreated, killed in the streets of America, and you act like it's okay. And if they did something wrong, I don't understand. You arrest 13 white men that were trying to kill a white governor, but you can't arrest one unarmed Black man in all of these different scenarios. Tell me how that works.
Wow.
Tell me how that works. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
For this country.
It doesn't.
But to them, it makes sense. No, man. No, it's something wrong.
Something is terribly wrong. Donna, what's on your heart?
Man, I'm just listening now. Not gonna be too much longer, but the thing, man, I was just reading something, and maybe some of you all may know more about the stand your ground rights. Just as the Alabama 6th Amendment, that where Congress has to every 25 years vote on whether we have the right to vote or not.
Kurt spoke about that a couple of weeks ago.
You know anything?
Yeah, Kurt.
You know anything about that?
Kurt,
that's strange how we still got that going
on. Now, what happened is one day they say we can't vote.
There's something.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, we go through the evolving cycle of tolerance. But some things, my Christianity and salvation, it's not gonna stop me from knocking fire out of somebody. They ain't gonna do it because I ain't gonna tolerate it. There's some things I'm not gonna let you do. You're not gonna slap me. You're not gonna kick.
Yeah.
You're not gonna spit in my face.
Exactly.
There's certain words you're not gonna call me because I'm not gonna tolerate that. Period.
Exactly.
I don't care nothing about. I'm talking about you supposed to be. Yeah. Well, no, that ain't gonna work. Because the same thing I've seen, or I felt like our grandparents or our parents did. I wasn't finna do that. You're not finna call me nothing. Period. And you talk about, well, I thought you was, well, you thought I was. Yes, I am. But I still have some Peter in me. So do.
Exactly.
I mean, we tolerate too much. We let things linger on. When we talk about the dream, people are waking up, and we don't want them to wake up because there's still some. Oh no, you want to do that? They got their gun. Well, you got a gun. But they keep doing the same things, and then you got the same thing going on in our neighborhood, and then you got some of us joining in on the mess.
On the whole foolishness, exactly. Joining in on that
That's
madness.
the ones that I don't.
Yeah. Bobby, what's on your heart, brother?
That's the one level, right?
Yeah, exactly. Join.
Well, you know, I'm a single man, and I'm a single man, but I found my intellectual wife with Cassandra there, but she put it out there.
There you go.
My wife, right? I'm claiming her right
You
now.
claiming her.
But yeah, you asked the question. I'm claiming her, man. You asked the question, you know, about would you die? I don't fault everybody or anybody that's in a situation like, say, George Floyd or what Brother Kirk was in, where everybody, a lot of people standing around, don't do anything. I don't fault people for not doing anything, but me, I've come to I face the reality, man. I'm doing something if it's gonna cost me my life.
Yeah.
Because I've been down the barrel of a gun, but not by a police officer, even though I have been racially profiled. And I've seen some other things that took place that make me say, you know what, some things are worth dying for. I'll die for my children. I got 3 sons, you know, all of them driving. I have 2 older daughters as well. I fear for them. But in a situation where, like a George Floyd situation, or a situation where Kirk was in when he said he was like 15 years ago, I'm jumping in. I'm gonna take off all my clothes down to my underclothes. If that was to ever arise, a situation like that was to ever arise, so they can see that I'm not armed, and I'm gonna do something. You know, grab the officer. I'm doing something because somebody got to do something.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't expect anybody else because you know nobody wants to die, but you know some things are just worth dying for. You know, and I think I'm that kind of guy that would be out there to, you know, intervene. I've never been that close to a situation per se that I can recall right off the top of my head, but I'm intervening in some kind of way.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. I have to do something. I can't just sit by and just watch that, man. I have to do something. Cassandra.
Yeah.
Now Cassandra a fighter now. She got a name. I usually call her. I ain't gonna call her because she don't like me to call her. But she'll fight now.
So I'm in love right now. I'm in love. Hey, man, I'm in love.
So Cassandra, what's on your heart, Cassandra?
No, yeah, he's definitely my spiritual husband. Yes, you are. Because I can't, you know, I have this thing about injustice that just, it's so inbred in me that I would get in trouble. And I have gotten in trouble, you know what I'm saying, in protests. And I'm that person on the front line. And when the Klan came to the Georgia State Capitol a few years ago, I was with a group, and I mean, the Klan is standing there, and this white girl is calling me the N-word over and over again. She targeted me. She kept staring directly at me, and blah, 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 blah. And man, listen, there was a state patrol between her and I. And I mean, literally, I was about ready to jump over his head, do a high jump over his head to get at her, because it's some things that are just totally disrespectful. And these groups, they don't care. They want you to do that.
Yeah.
You understand? That would have been her gateway. Yeah, that Negro jumped over there and hit me in the face. Yeah, girl, I will knock you out. You just don't know. And it was nothing that saved her except for a line of state patrol officers standing there. But how long do we just turn and say, yeah, y'all got a right to treat us like we're subhuman? You've done it for too long, and it's time out for it. And like my grandmother always used to say, I'm that person that will get killed because I'm not going to be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand by and see things happen. And I've seen it. I've done it. So I know that I'll do it. You know, and I'm not telling everyone won't do what I do, but I was born to do as an actor. I'm an activist. I was born to do what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Cassandra, you said something earlier. You say there's a situation that goes along when a person get to a place of accepting what's been happening to them for a long time. In the counseling, is there something on the counseling side? Is there some kind of one of the fancy words y'all use to describe that?
I don't, it's not even a fancy word. You just can become complacent when you get to the point where where abuse is okay, and you just like, I just have to live with this. That is a mental state that you and I feel like for a lot of blacks in this country, we feel like whites have a right to treat us any kind of way, or anybody. I don't care who, to mistreat us, and that is not so. We do not have to continue to stand by and take that type of abuse and act like it's okay, because it's not okay. So you can become mentally, you can become so, it can become so ingrained in you that you pass that down even to your children and your children's children. And I think that is what has happened to Black people over the years. Our grandparents taught us not to look at them, keep your head down, don't look in a white man's face. And even though we may look at them in the face now, I think that mental thing is still blocking us for standing up.
Wow. Donald, what do you say to that, man? Because that's something, and back in the slavery times, that's something that we were actually taught. But when do we get past? When do we get past that, Donald?
I'll tell you what, man. I hear about it, but I ain't doing it. I mean, really. I'm not going to only look you in the eye, but you know, I'm gonna let you know that I'm just like you. You know, I can be kind and friendly, or I can be, unfortunately, I can just be as hateful as somebody else. You know, the worst hateful person is a Christian hateful person. I'm just saying. You take all these nice Holy Ghost filled people and rile them up and kill you dead.
Kill you dead at the drop of a hat. At the drop of a hat, Bobby.
Well, I think nothing of it.
Exactly.
And pray right afterwards.
Exactly. Now, Bobby, let me ask you this. There's a lot of groups out there that don't like individuals. KKK being one of them. That don't like individuals based on just the color of their skin, but yet and still they say they're Christian organizations. Bobby, how does explain that to me? How does that go together?
Well, obviously they've taken the Bible to make it mean what they want it to mean, and you can literally. You know, you can literally find scripture in the Bible to fit just about any narrative you want to fit. And that's what a lot of them have done and still continue to do. And the followers of the people that are teaching this are just complacent. Until something happens, like say maybe one of their children, they outside their race to produce a child. It takes something like that for them to if that, but a lot of times it takes stuff like that for them to become quote unquote woke. But you know, some people there's just no talking to, because racism is never going to die, in my opinion. I don't think it's ever going to die. It's going to always be here. All we can do is try to get as close to the dream as possible, and that can be done. I mean, we can get it to a reasonable where things are more reasonable. But as long as there's the divisive people in power, they're in denial, like a Trump, like an attorney general that would say systemic racism doesn't exist and things of that nature, it's going to magnify. Because like when I think it was Sandra said, or Donald said, that anytime you can sit up here and see a white governor be under attack like she was when she was on the verge of being kidnapped, and they stand up for that, but when it's us, we're less important. You telling us Black lives don't matter, and these people that are evangelicals or Christians or whatever you want to call them, and they stand by and say nothing. Silence speaks volumes. When your silence is complicit, you're part of the problem. You're not, you know, you might go, oh, I'm not racist. Yeah, but your silence, it's your silence that's complicit. So, you know, until we can, again, I keep focusing back on this election, until we can change that and work our way down, But you still have some people that think that this is not a racist country just because Obama was elected, and which is really stupid, you know. But that's how some people think, and these are intelligent people as far as the books go. They smart, they book smart. They have no kind of, you know, street senses or no intellectual ability outside of those books to reason with people. They don't have people skills, you know. So
now, see,
you know,
my thing to that is this right here. Obama was 44, correct?
Somewhere around there when he got elected.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he was the 44th president.
Oh yeah, 44th. Yeah.
Now, so you telling me that there was a whole list of them before he got here, and now after all the years, now we finally get one, and now all of a sudden the country's not racist because we get one. The 44th president of the United States of America. We finally get one that's black, and now you're gonna tell me that okay, all right, somebody help me understand.
Then they wanted this man to apologize for slavery. You couldn't ask the other 43 people before him to apologize for slavery.
Exactly.
You know, then they had a black agenda. I mean, you didn't have a black agenda before President Obama?
Come on.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. That's too much pressure to put on one black man. You know?
They trying to break his back, brother. They trying to break his back quick, fast, in a hurry. We gonna break his back. We'll carry him a heavy load to carry, but we're gonna break him down. We got
oh my God.
Exactly. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Bishop.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. I'm enjoying the show, bro.
Hey,
y'all getting down over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, fill us in, brother. What's on your heart?
Hey, man, I'm just, you know, I'm where everybody else is mentally. I think people misunderstand being a Christian, and they say, okay, when they do this to you, they do that to you. You're supposed to take it. No, I ain't read that. I know the books they turn the other cheek, and my perception of it, just let it go. All right, you hit me. I'm gonna let it go this time. Don't you come swing me. Hey, you may have to, you know, label me and Cassandra the same way. The blank time.
The blank time. There you go. Exactly. Because my thing is, I haven't gotten there. I got a little issue that's going on right now, man. Somebody, you know, doing some things and that are not Christian like, and I'm taking a Christian approach on it. But back in the day, I wouldn't have been as kind or as generous. But at the same time, I'm not the one that you just gonna slap. Bitch, you just can't slap me, man. My reflexes ain't set up. My reflexes ain't made like that, man. My reflex. Yeah, you know what? I have control my reflexes, Bishop. I've been trying for years to get control of my reflexes, man. But I just my reflexes are. I'm just saying, Bobby. I'm just saying, man. My reflexes, man. My reflexes. We ain't connected yet. We ain't connected yet. I'm trying to connect. Cassandra, I'm trying to connect with my reflexes so I can have a little more control of my reflex. But sometimes you slap me in my reflex, like, boop. Oh my God! Did I just do that? Excuse me. Cassandra, it's hard. It's hard to get control of the reflexes, man. Slap me on. It might not go the way you want it to go, and so. But Bishop, go ahead, Bishop. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good, bro. You good. I made my comment. I mean, you know, hey, you want to fit me in on some other topic, you know, I'm cool with it. But I guess you and I. Let me tell y'all, Raheem and I were together Friday. We went out to eat, and he said the post waiter half the step. He didn't know what the coffee from. Raheem, that's the coffee. You have to sugar. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all, Raheem is really the thug.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
I'm out there, man. I had coffee. I
Hey, Lord, my Jesus. See, Cassandra. See what you get, Cassandra. Cassandra, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Have you? Because let me ask
you.
No,
I'm not. No, because y'all always call me that name when I say say my position on stuff, so I'm trying to just like.
What you mean, the
I'm
thug
with
bastard?
Bishop all day long, and I'm with you. But when I say it, you know, I'm a girl. When I say it, is different. But
Well, I
no,
just want to ask you one question. I just want to ask you one question, and then this can tell the whole story. Have you gotten control of your reflexes yet? Somebody slapped you?
No.
Okay, there we go.
No,
there we go.
No.
That tells the
not
whole.
under control yet. I'm still praying, Bishop. I got some anointing oil. I try to anoint myself with oil because if somebody slapped me, it's gonna be on and popping. I'm gonna tell you, I am not gonna turn out the cheek.
Exactly.
I can promise you that right now. That ain't gonna happen.
And
it's going down.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care who's around or where we at. You slap me, you know, open up a whole different can of worms. Because now, you know, if President Obama is right there, and he had one of the big formal events, got all these fancy people and all, it's looking so nice, it's dressed, everything's so nice. Slap me, you want to? We're gonna tear that place up, Bobby. We're gonna tear that place up. Tell him what I said, man. Come on.
I'm right with you. Yeah, right with you. Bro. Right with you.
Right with you.
I would love.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I would love to see more racial harmony. I really would, man. But that's the Facebook. You know, Facebook and my so-called friends really just. I've never been this terrified of an election like I am now, because you know I just you know. You just look at people and be like, really? Is this how you really feel? I mean, what are you willing to sacrifice just to vote people, just to vote somebody in? You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to sacrifice? You know, it's like some people just want to win at all costs, and they don't care how they win, you know, or anything. No, the moral character has just been thrown out the window.
Yes.
You know, thrown out the window. And I'll never understand that.
Exactly. Now watch this, y'all. Now watch this. Now I'm gonna go to that. This is an undercover thug right here. I'm gonna go to an undercover thug. Donald Toussaint.
What?
Now let me ask undercover thug. Let me ask you this question, brother. Have you got control of your reflexes? If somebody slap you, are you gonna turn the other cheek, Donald?
I had to clear up my response.
See what I mean?
Yeah, you heard how I cleared it up. I said, shoot.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you see how that works, Cassandra? Man, you know what? You ever see somebody go from 0 to 100 before you even do it?
Good Lord. It's on.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because, you know, just take, for instance, our fellow evangelical brothers and sisters in Christ. You can't go to their church.
Yeah.
So let them in the middle of service slap me and see what happens.
You ain't gonna fight in the church, are you?
I can be doing the message. It's gonna be on.
So you saying in the middle of you bringing the word, somebody go up there and slap you, gonna fight him in the middle of you be doing the word, then you after the fight's over, you'll go up there. Now let us continue with Joshua.
See now, there's a thing about it now. It ain't gotta be no fight. You don't have to get into no fight to do something to somebody. If you do it right, there ain't gonna be no fight.
Yeah. It's gonna end quickly.
You can end it right there. So slap and turn the other cheek, man. Come on.
And then basically what you're saying, you're gonna take care of your business, go back up there and continue the word.
Oh my goodness.
Because right, Bishop, you got a book to bear.
Bishop.
You can perform funerals, can't you?
Bishop, you there?
How do you perform what? What can I perform?
Funerals.
Yeah, you know, I perform funerals. I sure can.
Lord.
What be sad is the fact I performed the funeral of the person that I had to take out. Ain't that something?
You got a license to perform.
Kill him and
Yeah.
and utilize him too. Lord, my Jesus. Now, who killed him? It might have been me. Might have been me. Might have been me. But Bishop, what you gonna do if somebody come up to you and they announce to you, man, look here, I'm about to slap the fire at you. They tell you what they're gonna do to you.
I ain't heard that in a long time.
Well, I'm about to slap the fire. Yes, sir. They come up to you, Bishop, and say, look here.
Repeat that question.
What if somebody come up to you and y'all have some beef and you ain't seen this person in a minute and y'all run into each other at McDonald's and he walk up behind you and he say, man, I'm about to slap the fire out of you. And you turn around and you realize y'all had a little beef. What do you do, Bishop? Now you the bishop now. Remember that, you the bishop.
Well, I'm gonna order my Big Mac and tell him he needs to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I'm saying straight up. I'm like, man, you must be drunk. What you been drinking smoking this on? Hey, to keep it real. I'm not gonna stand him and tell my, well, I'm on the Lord's side. Go ahead and slap me.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, somebody just keeps me. I ain't seen him in a long time. Yeah. Then trust me, they'll understand better by and by.
He said, by and by. Lord, my Jesus. Cassandra, he said, by and by.
He said, by and by.
Now that's he went back in the day when he said by and by now. Cassandra.
Yeah, both of y'all. You with that fire and that by and by, man. Wow.
But y'all got to understand our topic today is
Can I ask y'all a question? I want to ask a question if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that different? And I'm asking this sincerely because I really don't know. I hear the term evangelicals all the time. Are they different? Is that different than Christianity? I mean, I know ideologically it's got to be some kind of difference, but what's the difference, if any, between what they Christianity and evangelicals? Why they just not called Christians? I mean, because I'm really lost on that one.
Which one of y'all want to tackle that?
Are they interchangeable?
Cassandra?
They're interchangeable.
Okay.
They're interchangeable.
They are
evangelical. Yeah, they're interchangeable. I mean,
Okay.
people say, evangelistic. Others say I'm a Christian. It's just individual. And where I would really preface it, this is what I'm teaching, this is what we're putting out. So, that's just it.
Well, what does it mean, Cassandra, when somebody say, I'm on my way to be saved? I'm on my way to be saved, but don't hit me right now because I ain't got there yet. I'm on my way to be saved now.
Why are you sticking with that? See, I have moved on. I am not. I'm trying to have a woo-saw moment where I calm down. But you talk about somebody slapping somebody. You done all the fire. You done came back up. So I need you. But it's just we gotta. I don't know. They just I think people just make it like as Christians we're supposed to be these weak.
Yeah.
Just take anything and everything.
Placemats.
And I'm not saying that we should take more than others.
Mm-hmm.
We should. But don't act like if you come at me or that I'm not going to protect myself, I am going to protect myself. If I'm standing for something, there should be things that we're willing to die for.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things I'm willing to die for. And that's just bottom line. I know that already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't take the same stand. Like I say, I don't ask people to do. I tell people all the time, as an activist, if I'm out there protesting and I said I'm going to the front of the line, which I do most of the time, and and you say, oh no, but the police, they're pushing people back. I'm going to the front of the line. Whatever comes with that, that's what obviously I'm willing to go through. But we have to stop being afraid to stand for the things, because to me, you that makes you look weaker than you saying, no, I'm going to stand up because this is for justice. When John Lewis and Dr. King and Andrew Young and Mr. Vivian and Nathan Knight and these people, when they stand up in front of these and get knocked to the ground and spit on and dragged across the ground and hit in the head. Oh my God, I admire them for that.
Mm-hmm.
But Bishop, I am not there. That is not going to happen for me.
Well, it's a different time too, though. It's a different time, because
absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things about it. It's a totally different time now than when it was back then. We got another caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
That Minister Neil.
Yes, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
All right.
Man,
all right. How's everybody? I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend.
Everybody say hello to Minister Neil.
Yes, sir.
A good deal. Good deal.
Hello, Minister.
Hey, good morning. Hey, how you doing, Bishop? How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm great, bro. Glad to hear your voice.
Good deal. Good deal.
Sir, thank you.
Okay. Now I know you've been listening in for a minute, brother. What's on your heart, man? Martin Luther King had a dream back in 1960s, whatever it was, 60s, in the 60s. And he said, I have a dream. Now it's 2020. Have that dream been recognized?
I believe it has been recognized, but I don't think it has been executed.
Okay, explain that to me.
Okay, well, I think that what's happening, I was looking at the Attorney General of Kentucky, and I keep going back to the Brown Taylor situation because something that was came across on one of my news feeds. It said that he also had to do with being compliant. And I was thinking to myself, how can you be in compliance when you're in your pajamas in your own house? I mean, that makes no sense. And I was just thinking about the different excuses that they give. And then I was looking at the sheriff that's over in Michigan, how he made the vague and ugly statement that those militia group is innocent until proven guilty. He threw that out for the white America for a dog whistle. And that's what that was. That was just a dog whistle to let you know that, we're going to try to see if we can set this thing up where they're being tried unfairly. And one of the things that kind of bothers me is that I hear, and then I'm going back to the Attorney General because he's sitting here to find out. Now they're finding all these lies that he's coming out with about the whole case and what he presented to the grand jury. To the point, I didn't even know those grand jury members were white that came out and had reservations about what he said until this other day. I didn't even know that. They even had that set up. But it wasn't even a black one in the grand jury. I wanted the people to even know that.
You said there was not?
No, not one. I think the officer was black, but the actual one who actually heard the case was all white. So again, the dream is here, but are we executing? Sometimes we put the roadblocks that are being put in front of us. And I tell people all the time, I said, is it really about, sometimes I feel like it is with the voting. And I go back to when I heard Bishop them speak on Friday. One of the things that really bothers my mind is that we're sitting here saying that, it's okay to hold my vote because I feel like it's not going to count. But if you see here in Kentucky, they actually stacked the decks against us. But now we're upset because we're not winning the game. We're not winning the game because sometimes we have to go in there and you have to take what's yours. You even have to take. I'm gonna tell you. I mean,
take it by force.
I don't preach rivals. I don't preach rivals and everything. But I'm gonna tell you, you hit me.
Come on.
You better stop to the blood because I'm gonna tell you, I'm hooking on sight.
So basically, what you're saying, Ricky, what you're saying is the same thing that me and Cassandra was saying, that we haven't got full control of our reflexes because if you slap me, my reflexes might, do something I ain't ready to do, and I've been to put you on your back, Yeah.
Minister Neil gonna walk. He gonna get far because that's what Ricky gonna stop. And see, when Ricky stand up, I'm gonna let you know you better pick your weight up because I'm telling you I'm telling you what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason why I'm like I am. Like, hey, you good. That's why I'm not into. I don't do a whole bunch of that because and it was funny because I was hearing Donald saying about a pastor. I remember this pastor said something real ugly to me one time. I was praying. Said something real ugly to me. And my wife knew enough about me that she knew I was gonna catch buddy. She saw it. She said, because she kept telling me when we was in the car, she said, baby, I saw it in your eyes. I said, oh, yeah, I said, yeah, he's a done deal. That's when I realized, I said, God, why did you call me to this ministry? So I said, I called you to the ministry because I wanted to show you that I can call anybody and make him until where I need him to be into. So sometimes when I hear people say, I'm not there yet, that's a good thing. Because usually they're working. You steady working.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going. No, I'm saying I'm not talking. Matter of fact, if you talk to me crazy and we somewhere out of the street, I might try to slap your tongue out your mouth so you can't talk no more.
God don't mind it. Let me go. We got another caller. Hold on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Rico, calling from Anderson, Alabama. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on with you, Captain? Hey, you been listening in this morning? You know where we at? Or do I need to catch up?
I just got on, man, but I heard you ask the question to Mr. Neal a second ago, though.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about now. Have the dream been recognized? He had the dream in 1960 something. It's 2020 right now. Have that dream been recognized, Rico? What do you say to that?
I think the dream was recognized before he died, and before he died, he realized that that dream, or I'm gonna say the promise, because the dream was to have a fair chance at the American dream, pretty much. But now, I think before he died, he realized that American dream came with a disclaimer. You know, that bill of goods really didn't stand, and that disclaimer was rules can change at our discretion. Constitution can't change at our discretion. Rights can't change at our discretion, or depending on. So I think he realized before he died that the dream that he was wanting for us was not going to be achieved because these people did not honor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't honor integrity. They didn't honor their word. They didn't stand by none of the words of the Constitution. You know, the whole Bill of Goods is bogus. So I think he realized that, and you know, I was actually saying this last night to somebody that, you know, sooner or later we'll have to realize that the rest of the world understands that this Western culture that we're under has been manipulated and built upon bias and favor. But we still don't realize it. You know, we get misprogrammed from the very beginning of being trained to appreciate or endorse the creation of the United States when it was all wrong. You know, it was all savage how the United States even got created. You know, and so we embrace that. We supposed to be patriots. But now when you think about it, what are we being patriotic about? We're really being patriotic about a group of certain people coming over and going around the world, claiming they discovered places where people already live and just taking it. Now we're going to be patriots, you know, so we're going to salute the flag and we're going to embrace and all these mottos and stuff that the United States stand for. And so we're supposed to embrace it. And then on top of that, go and fight for it when we weren't even meant to be part of the equation. We weren't even meant to be 3/5. So I wonder how a lot of our American veterans feel. You know, I look at some of our vets sometimes and I'm like, man, I know they're proud. But then, you know, some of them actually hate that they went into the military and fought for this country because they came back with them suits and them uniforms on and went through some of the worst things that they could even expect after going overseas and fighting and risking their life for them. You know, so I think he did realize the dream. It did get realized, and now he realized that dream was only that. It couldn't be achieved.
Exactly. A lot of times, if you don't recognize the dream, it could very, very well become a nightmare. It could become a nightmare very quickly. And I think that's one of the things that we here in Black people here in America, if we don't wake up and wake up quickly, it's gonna become a nightmare because no one has our best interest at heart. Bobby, what'd you say to that? Bobby, you there? Bobby, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Let's go to Curtis. Curtis, are you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back, brother.
Now, can this American dream to us, if we're not careful, Black people here in America, can it become a nightmare?
Absolutely. It has become a nightmare. And it become a nightmare. It has become a nightmare, man. Black human inequality is for real, bro. It's real. The inequality in our community and the way society has treated the African American person, the African who became an American against his will, is not only criminal, but it is a leading cause of the inability for the African in America to truly fulfill his destiny. And I'm not making excuses for our failures, but you know, for me, big bro, to me, I'm to a point now where I'm starting to realize that, you know what, folks ain't asking the right questions. They're making statements, but ain't asking the right questions. What do I mean? Well, if you riding and this, that, and the third, if you riding and you're looting, that is not condoned. That's, you know, law and order place. Okay, well, why don't nobody ever ask them, well, why are they rioting and looting? Why? And don't let them off the hook. When they give you that whole crappy answer, you know, they give you a little crappy answer, something or change the subject. They might not change the subject, they'll skirt around the answer, and make it seem like, well, they're rioting and looting because they come from cultures and experiences that's all they know. Well, that ain't realistically the truth, man. Cats is robbing and looting because cats is tired of you stealing from them. If you take away my ability to truly learn or to truly have equality, that's the same as you stealing money from my bank account. That's the same as you taking food from off my table.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, man. You just stealing in a different way. You know, I remember Dr. King said something that I will never in my life forget. There's two quotes that I will never forget. One is, we will not remember the words of our enemies or the size of our friends. That's one. The other one is, riot will become the voice of the poor, the voice of the unheard, the voice of the downtrodden. You put them in a position that's all they can do to get a response from you, to get some acknowledgement that, hey, we got some issues, and whatever system you got set up is the leading cause to my issues.
Good deal.
You know,
Yeah. I know, Kurt. It's a lot, man.
You know how I feel about it.
Yes, sir. It's a lot. It's a lot tied up into this thing, man. Let me go to Cassandra for a second, and then I'm gonna come back to Bishop. Let me ask you this question, Cassandra. If Cassandra, you there? Cassandra, you there? Okay, good deal. If I'm a teacher, and you come into my business class, and I teach you everything about business that I know. You go out into the business. You go out there, create your own business, and everything that I teach you, that I taught you, you fail at it miserably. You fail miserably off everything I taught you, and you do it exactly the way that I taught you. Who's the failure? Is it you as a student or me as a teacher?
No, I wouldn't. I don't know. Let me put it like this. if you teach someone, you say you teach them everything that they need to know to start a business. And if I go out here and I'm trying to start a business, but you will not give me the opportunity to get the loan that I need to start the business, to get the building that I need to start the business, then how is that my fault?
Yeah.
You may have taught me, in school, on paper, but in reality, the systemic racism in this country, especially when it comes to corporate America, it is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. So you can want to have a building. You may want to have, the money to start out, to do your startup business. But most times we are denied that for years. Now it's a little bit better now, but guess what? They still will not give you loans. Banks will not give you loans a lot of times based on your demographic.
Exactly. Bishop, what do you say to that? Rico, coming to you with the same question. I want to get three of y'all input on what y'all think about what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking as well. But so, Bishop, what do you think about that? Now, if I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, and I have a business course. I teach you everything about business that I know. Teach you everything to the letter. You go out there, Bishop, and you start your business and you fail. You do everything exactly the way that I tell you, but you failed at it. Who's the failure? Is it you as a teacher or me as a student?
Interesting. That you're dealing with a business mind. You have to have a business mind.
Yes.
You have to focus on.
I teach you everything business. I teach you everything that I know about business. I teach you to the letter everything I know about business. You go out there and you apply it just as I taught it to you, but you fail. Who's the failure? You as a student or me as a teacher?
Well, I would dare to say the student was the one who failed, because even though you may teach me, you have to grab your own niche to make it successful. If you only try to stick to the letter of what he taught you, then your mind's only going to take you so far. But if you start beginning to think outside of that part, because I can only teach you a little bit. It's the metaphor that we use all the time. If I teach a fish, only fish you once. If I teach that fish, I fish you 1,000 times. So you yourself have to learn, okay, I'm doing this, so what am I missing? Then you have to start incorporating other things so that you can be successful in what you're doing. So the teacher did his part. You as an entrepreneur or as a business owner now have to add your twist to what you learn so that you can be successful in what you do.
Okay.
That's everything.
Okay. Let me go to Rico. Rico, what do you say to that, man? Who's the failure?
The student. You can lead a cow to water, but you can't make them drink. If somebody came to Magic Johnson with the idea of the Starbucks or the movie theaters he came up with, and then all of a sudden he wanted to plop them down in the middle of rural areas where the population was only maybe 2,000 every square mile, then he don't wasted his money. I ain't gonna even say 2,000. It could be less than 2,000. I mean, so you still got to have the demographics worked out. You know what I'm saying? The logic of where you want to place your business. Where you actually want to try to make it. You want to create it and make it successful. You have to look into all that. So now if you did get this information from a successful person, and you feel, somewhere in there that you missed out on one point. It may not be 1 point. It might be more than 1 point, but some mindset or thought process you missed out on.
Okay.
And that's not the teacher's fault. If they are successful, it can't be their fault.
Okay. Bobby, do you have an input on this one?
Right here, it happens every day.
Okay.
Because you got a classroom full of students, and some passing and some failing.
Yeah.
And they're getting the same lesson.
That's good.
How you come home with an F or a C, and they got people in the same class got the same lesson.
Yeah.
Right.
And you flunked, and they passed. Somebody's not applying themselves. So that's just, it happens every day. And it's not the teacher's fault. We blame them. Go to school, raise your hell with the student, but you don't want to admit your kid after that.
Yeah. the class clown. Good deal. Bobby, what do you say to that?
Can't really add anything other than I concur with the bishop. You got to find your own niche. in that deal.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna say this: America has brought us over here and taught us the American way. The American way, us being the students, and then we're in a situation whereas we in position where we feel as though we have to fight, and one of the ways that we fight out is rioting, and this is piggybacking off what Curtis has said, because they don't want to address why we're rioting, because what you taught us, the way that you taught us, you must have held back something because it's not working for us. And now we're in a situation where we have to make a way for ourselves. Now, is rioting the right thing to do? Some would say yes, some would say no. But some would also say that we have to let our voice be heard in some kind of way. And sometimes that's the only way we know. We tried everything else. We tried asking you. We tried begging you. Give us a fair opportunity. And you've neglected to do it on every turn. So what is next? Cassandra, what is next?
I don't know. I really don't know what they expect us to do when they won't listen. Obviously, you're not listening. You're not paying attention, because we have continued and on the same path that we have all of these years, and yet some things have changed. I'm not saying that we haven't had some change, but the bottom line is Black people are still looked at as less than white people by a lot of white people. Even the white people who say, "Oh, I don't mind you living in my neighborhood," even those people feel like they are superior to us. And listen, I've had a lot of white friends, and I have very few right now because of my stand. But it's okay, because what I realized is that I was your friend because it was convenient for you. It felt good to you to say, "I have a Black friend," instead of "I have a friend." And I use the term white friend because we're talking in that context right now.
Yes.
But when I introduce my friends, I don't say, "Hey, my white friend." You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the context that we're talking about. But we have really still not been looked at as equal in this country. And it's sad.
Exactly.
It really is.
And that's a reality that a lot of people don't want to address.
It is.
Bishop, what's on your heart, Bishop?
I was just sitting here going back again, you're talking about the riot. And in the riot of 1863, which took place in New York, you had a bunch of whites, they were Irish immigrants who rioted. They set New York on fire. They were trying to draft them into the war, which they were anti-slavery. So I'm not going to fight to keep Blacks in bondage. So I'm not going to fight. So they riot. I think somebody said, I forgot who to talk about the riot and why we do riot, because we're tired of what they're doing. And people don't speak much about that particular incident of 1863. They don't talk much about it because we're facing what it is today. But what happened yesteryear are nothing but a reoccurrence of what's happening today from that time period. I'm a little bit iffy on some things when it comes down to rioting. I believe in protesting. I believe in the best. I just don't care nothing about damaging property. For those who want to, more power to you. For me, that's not my thing. But to get out there and march, and Cassandra, I'm gonna say this. I think you were the moderator of our event, and you and I said the same thing at the talk where he put this forum together, and we were talking about starting going out there and protesting. You did a wonderful job that day, but
yes,
I take note that it didn't come to fruition because a lot of people were ready to get on board and do what we need to do because of the group. But you remember I said, if we're marching, we're at that protest, somebody throw a rocket and hit me, I'm gonna take the rocket and throw it back. So Raheem decided he didn't want to be a part of that group at the time because it's supposed to be non-violent and peaceful. So he said, Bishop, you'll be there. And you remember me and Donna was talking about having our guns, and we said you hold guns for us. He said, no, I'm going to be shooting too. So we made like the official weapon holder for us. But
so I can't shoot. So I can't shoot. Basically, what they're saying, I can't shoot. But go ahead.
Well, you're the organizer. You got to be that shoot. Let me and Charlie and the consultant do what we need to do. Kirk get in, Leonard, Rico. Hey man, we got to do what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good indication, seriously, that history repeats itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, look, I'm looking at the clock. It's time for us to get out of here. Rico, what's on your heart right quick before we get out of here, brother?
I wanted to say this one thing. I think one day our community or people all together will wake up like most of those around the world and realize that we don't need or we don't have to be exactly a part of this system. We just need to learn how to operate within it to survive or against it to win. And I say it like this, okay, what if this country or this organization was built by a power block of Satanists, pedophiles, and rapists? What would Christians, children, and women look like wanting to become part of that system? Even though they had to live within it or they operate. What if because that system may have been built to grow to be the strongest power block on this planet off the backs of Christians, women, and children. Over time, these Christians and women and children that this economy is built off of decide they want equality in that same system that was built to thrive off them. Those people would soon have to realize that they are operating in a system that was meant to keep them down and thrive off of their back. And they'll find out then that they don't want to be a part of that system. They just got to learn how to operate within it. It's like being a prisoner. You don't have to conform and act. I mean, and you definitely can't go in and join the opposite team and become a part of that process because you'll start raping or manipulating your own people. Think about that. So for us to become a part of this system that we beg to become a part of so much, we got to understand and we got to sacrifice a lot of our integrity and our honor for our people because this system was built to become the strongest power on this planet off of our backs, and it happened in less than 400 years.
And you said, what if it was built? It was built because a lot of the people that was going, quote unquote, our forefathers was outcast from their country to come here and start their new world, if you will. And a lot of those that were sent here were very undesirable individuals. And so the truth of the matter, people don't want to deal with that reality, but that's the reality. A lot of the people that were sent here, the quote unquote, the forefathers, were not honorable people. They were robbers, rapists, murderers, killers. That's who they were, because they were undesirables. They were undesirables in their own country, huh?
What are we actually trying to be a part of?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's number one truth. I like to tell it, man. They were undesirables in their own country, so they was cast out of their country to come here to start something new. And you know what happened when they came here with the Indians, how they treated the Indians. That's just a representation of who they were as people, how they done and mistreated the Indians. That's just food for thought, y'all. Food for thought. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today?
If you missed this program and you would like to catch it, the replay of it at 3:00 Eastern Pacific. Let me start over. I told you I just woke up. If you missed this program and you would like to catch it in its entirety, you can catch it at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com and on Facebook, DKM Radio 1.1.
See,
I said interior earlier.
There you go. Yeah, you got it. Now let me put Bobby on the spot. Bobby, you still with us?
Yeah.
Pray us out, brother.
Oh, Father God, we come to you as humbly as we know how. Thanking you for all that you've done for us, all that you are going to do. We pray and ask for your continuous blessing. We pray for peace and tranquility amongst everyone. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Go ahead, preacher. Good deal. It is now.
No, not me.
It is now It is now 10:03. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining in. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and associates to be a part of your day. It is 10:03. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. Do me a favor. Go out there and love somebody. You just might find some love in return. Wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day, y'all. Take care.